Please, yeah.
Well, yes, we can.
Oh, Kamala, like stuff you can't just do
Well,
as president of the United States. How you know, like Joe?
I'm
Okay,
Renee
so
River, and I'm here
like
to talk
it's
to you
I guess
about my
that she was
new EP,
cast as VP because she would have been the
Flowers on
heir
the
apparent
Wall.
for the Joker part.
It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good?
President of the United States.
I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
President of the United States.
What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So,
Well, yes, we can.
go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify.
Like stuff you can't just
pretty
do
cool.
as president of the United States. How you know, like Joe?
Go stream it now.
Like it's I guess that she was cast as VP because she would have been the heir apparent for the Joker
Please,
part.
yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So,
President of the United States.
go stream it now.
Well, yes, we can.
Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP,
Well, yes, we
Flowers
can.
on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now.
President of the United States.
Please, yeah. What's good?
Oh, yes, we can.
I'm Renee River.
I'm
and
a lot like
here to
different stuff
talk
you
to
can't just
about
do
my
as
new
president of the
EP,
United States. Hyena like Joe.
Flowers on the Wall.
Okay, so like it's I guess that she was cast as VP because she would have been the heir apparent for
It's
the Joker
almost
part.
at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah.
Giggle.
What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall.
Oh, yes, we can.
It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to talk to you about my new EP, Flowers on the Wall. It's almost at 200 streams on Spotify, and that's pretty cool. So, go stream it now. Please, yeah. What's good? I'm Renee River, and I'm here to
President
talk
of the
to
United
you
States.
about my new
All right,
EP,
hello.
Flowers on the Wall.
Let's get these guys down. Oh, but actually, you know what? Let me turn them off. All right, I'm here. We're gonna be doing more React content. I'm gonna react to a couple of things. First one is the new preview for the Super Mario Bros. Z remake. They just released, the creator Mark Haynes just released a what do you call it? The trailer, or I guess a little snippet of the episode, and then we're gonna watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie. There's a new clip for it that came out. It's Donkey Kong, his voice, from what I've been told. So we're gonna see how that is. Again, then after that, there's probably gonna be some rants, some of me getting angry. And we'll see what happens from there. So yeah, let me switch to my face cam. Hey, there we go. This is me. This is not the same shirt as the last stream, before anybody asks. This is a different purple shirt. So now I don't wear the same clothes every day. I have a playlist right here, and it's got the two videos that we're going to react to. If you guys want me to react to anything else, you can. Hey, that's the same purple. Die. Kill yourself. Anyways, if you guys want to say... so if you guys want me to react to something, send it on Instagram or whatever. I think I have it linked in my About section of my channel on YouTube. And if not, I'll probably link something in the video description to send me videos if you want me to react to them. All right. So we're gonna watch this. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna switch to audio recording and then desktop. I have Instagram videos that are funny too. If you ever followed me, he says you probably send those. But yeah, so here's Super Mario Bros. Z scene 1. It's 1 minute long. We're gonna get started with this. Let's get this in. Oh, I swear to God, this. I said this last time, but my YouTube recommended on this guest account genuinely thinks I'm a neo-Nazi. It thinks all I watch are redeemed Zoomer videos and Ben Shapiro. Also, before we start, this is such a fucking stupid name. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this is such a stupid goddamn name. Metalix. It's just that anybody who's outside of the Super Mario Bros. Z community doesn't really care, but the original name in the original series before the creator remade it was Mecha Sonic, right? It was simple. It was Mecha Sonic. It's literally like Sonic as a mecha. Like, and it was the design of the original Metal Sonic from the bonus content of Sonic 3. It was really good. It was solid. Everything about it was perfect. It was literally that really cringy The Boys meme with Homelander. But yeah, it was good, right? And it was fine. It's like they literally did not need any additions or anything. But then come the remake, the creator Mark Haynes thinks that it's a good idea to change the name to Metalix for some stupid reason. So now it just sounds like a weird porn OC. And then he redesigned it to look really like doughy and flaccid. It's just gross. It's fuck Metalix. This is pretty good sprite work. I saw this on his channel stream thing or whatever it's called. Oh yeah, I should preface the humor in this is very 2000s, like very late 2000s. So it's like the shit that you see in Rage comics. It's like that level of irony, and it doesn't really progress past that. So. The Michael Scott sound effect. Oh my god. Is that Basilisk? Is that Basilisk? Is he back? It's not. No? Yeah, I kind of figured because he didn't look cool. If that was Basilisk and he got painted, he would murder that Koopa. He would kill him. That would be the end of this guy's life. All right. But yeah, this is very dated humor. Looney Tunes? Maybe. This is really good sprite work though. He's gotten a lot better with perspective. Oh, that was it. Oh, shit. Alright, that was it. Thoughts on that? It was pretty good. I mean, it was obviously really short, but he's working really fast because like the promotional teasers of this is like a little over 3 or 4 months. Where is it? Yeah, look, 1 month ago. The first teaser was shit, he posted a lot. Yeah, right here. 3 months ago. This is crazy for Mark Haynes. Like, this guy took fucking 4 years to make the remake for the second episode. That's for like a little bit of context. I feel like it appeals to TikTok kids, the whole trend of kooky cartoon noises. Yeah, well, that's why it got big on TikTok, right? Or why it's starting to. I think it appeals to like those motherfuckers that have like what's it called, Subway Surfers, and the bottom, and it's like a Family Guy clip, and it's like both of them. Yeah, that kind of shit. The ADHD people. But yeah, it's just like he's working really fast. If you got a minute done in 3 months, like for Mark Haynes, it's pretty crazy, especially because he's working on his own. And this is probably the best the animation has looked. I mean, this is original sprite work. I guess not original sprite work, but the way that he's implementing the sprites and the environment is way more advanced than the way it used to. Remember when you watch those? I mean, everybody watches those, but like kids especially. But like I remember the first ever episode he ever made, he basically just like did MS Paint, and he would like carve gradients into stuff to make like holes and surfaces. Yeah, so this is really advanced for so a series that started like 11 years ago now. This is pretty crazy. All right, this is oh, I want to say this copied Super Mario Bros. Z. This is Super Mario Bros. Z stuff right here. This is literally the Bowser fight. Let's see. That's cringe.
The cat box! Oh my... I'm sorry. Okay. Now you die.
All right. You can tell it's Seth Rogen. I mean, it sounds kind of accurate. I'm gonna be a little bit of a trailer centrist here, but it sounds kind of accurate to what, you know, Donkey Kong is. Oh look, there's a bot on my Twitch chat. Hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, chat. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is... I mean... Alright. That's funny. You see the grasshopper? What grasshopper? From Bug's Life? That guy? The Bug's Life grasshopper?
Okay. Now you die.
I mean, Donkey Kong's actual voice, Seth Rogen can do that. He has the vocal cords, but he's not doing anything. He's really not. Yeah, somebody needs to. Oh, Kung Fu Panda. Wait, he voiced Mantis. He voiced Mantis in Kung Fu Panda. Huh. The more you know. But yeah, you know, and they were saying this with Mario too, and they haven't really shown like Luigi like talking a neutral kind of voice, but somebody has to like fire or replace the vocal director or whoever they have in charge of that kind of stuff, because he really just isn't pushing any of the voice actors to do anything special. They're all just kind of doing the celebrity voices. It doesn't seem like it would take me out of the movie completely, but it is kind of annoying knowing how important this movie kind of is. Not in like a cringy, like the Mario movie is one of the most important films of 2023 kind of way, but more so like, I mean, it's kind of the first like theatrical movie release of Mario since the fucking shitty ass 1990s version. I think they tried but couldn't get anything right because they ain't built like that. I am though. What would you do? You trap Chris Pratt in like a soundstage dungeon for like 2 years until he finally perfects it? But yeah, like it just seems like there wasn't really any effort put into something like this, which is kind of sucks. But it's whatever. I also do like that they're using the Mario 3D Land power up, the Cat Mario. I think that's cool. I think it's cool to see on screen, but I would have preferred Tanuki Mario, honestly. I feel like Tanuki Mario would have been cooler. Like, I mean, it's just going to appeal to the furry community, honestly. The furdom. Alright. So, and then next we got Majin, Vegeta, and Goku at the World Tournament. You want to explain this clip? Because if this is just Dragon Ball, I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to get copyrighted. Tanuki Mario is in the other trailer. He is? I don't remember that. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen the Mario movie trailer in a few months, so I don't remember any of it. But you have a... Do you want to explain this clip? Just so I don't, like, literally play a Dragon Ball clip and then get a Toei to, like, kick my ass. Oh, it's already been 20 minutes for the stream. Damn. How the hell did that happen? Why is my channel listed as history on Twitch? It's kind of weird. I don't have an explanation. It's all the videos we had. But like... No, but like, what is this just a Dragon Ball clip? Like, is that just what this is? You had to put something? I mean, we said we were going to go through Mark Haynes' Twitter, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't want to watch a Dragon Ball clip. I just don't want to... I don't want to risk it, man. I know it's on YouTube, but sometimes they do claim YouTube content. I mean, Toho literally claimed my fucking the Godzilla clip that was on YouTube. So I think it's just people who like uploaded. Yeah, like look at this. It's like I don't know. Like I think maybe it's like based off subscribers or something. But basically, like these people are just kind of ones that like get by with the copyright clip uploaded on a fluke. So yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. But let's see, Mark Haynes. So what did you want me to look at specifically? He says, let's see, there it is. All right. So this is the creator of just go through it. All right. This is a creator of Super Mario Bros. Z. Prefer Alvin Earthworm. That was kind of cool. Now reach 30K followers. And that's cool. Got the font I needed. Thanks for the help, everyone. Suppose it's gonna be one-sided. So there's like normal promotional stuff. Let's see what he actually tweets. I want to see his retweets. Because I've noticed every Twitter account is just retweet. Fuck, I can't filter out retweets? That's shitty. What is this? Oh, it's fan art. This is Fire Sonic. It's kind of cringe though. It's a little. This is kind of cool. This is interesting, but it's Metalix. It would have been cooler if it was Mecha. Why is there so much Fire Sonic? He's thinking of redesigning Fire Sonic. How is he gonna make it look? This is cool. I like this scene. In the actual show, this is really cool. This is a cool scene. Like that. Yeah, like this is cool. Like that's all right. That's good fan art. Rework Fire Sonic. I can see. I mean, it's okay. I think I don't like that red. I prefer this kind of red. Or which one's the redesign actually? Because I feel like this is the redesign, right? Lamau, that hole in the wall came from that Vegeta scene I showed you right now. Which one? This or what? The right? Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the redesign. Yeah, I don't like that redesign too much. I think the way they do the hair is a little bit better, but the color and obviously it does better. It has better shading, but the colors are. I don't like this red. I think it's too pale. It was fan art, and Mark asked him if he would make a full sprite sheet. Yeah, so he is gonna try and do it. All right. Oh, he did actually. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's the sprite sheet. Fuck. I think he is gonna use that. he's gonna use that design. The original is more crisp. Yeah, I think it's crisper and like the red is a little bit cool. There's a lot of Fire Sonic fan art. Why is that? Oh, that's cool. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Wait, this is original Mecha Sonic. I think it's too over designed. I mean, it looks alright, but it's too bulky. But is this all his thing is? Yeah, everything else is deleted. Nice. So it's mostly just fan art. I mean, I guess it's kind of mildly funny. The Yoshi fight. This is a Sonic Island. Or Angel Island. Sorry. I'm a bit of a fake Sonic fan, so. SMBZ is blowing up on TikTok because of a 3D remake of the intro. Where is that? Like 3D, like SFM? That's bad. That's bad. I don't like the idea of TikTokers getting, or well, I guess not TikTokers, but like TikTok people getting into the Super Mario Bros. Z fan base. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of like vape lords on TikTok going on a Super Mario Bros. Z and be like, bro, that was fire though. Like, not gonna lie, like that's kind of cringe. What's the name? What's the name of it? "3D intro." This? What pisses me off is they say "my childhood." How so? How come? Let's see. Also.
Sega.
So that looked alright. I'm just hoping it doesn't look like those FNAF edits. Huh. That's interesting. They downplayed it being some silly internet childhood thing. That's all the comments. Fuck. It's a bit gooey. Shit. This is so damn good. This gave me chills. This is incredible. Maybe the best fan animation of all time. So glad there's people who still love this as much as I did back then. It says surreal. I saw a few people make a few short remakes of the fan animation. So we're gonna fan art too. Really amazing. Thank you for creating this heavy nostalgia burst of a video. Nostalgia. It needs less frames in between it. It needs to be snappier. That's literally what I was gonna say. It seems too floaty. Like that like, yeah, it just feels a little too like, yeah, like that right there, that looked really weird. That looked awkward. That was too bubbly. Yeah, that was too smooth. The 3D, yeah, maybe the best. It doesn't even look like it was made by fans. It looks like it was made by an actual. I mean, it does. It does look professional, but I think it should have maybe had a. Hey, look, Mark Hames. He's on here. I mean, that's cool. I'm happy for Mark Haynes that his thing is getting popular again, because it was looking bad for Super Mario Bros. Z fans for a little bit. Comments on TikTok are the childhood things. Okay, do you have the TikTok? Okay, this better be cool. That's alright. I like that. I think because that one doesn't need to be snappy. That part is cool. Yeah, exactly. Because this is actually my favorite part in the original. I like this. I like this a lot. I actually like it a little bit better than the original because I think the original had that problem where he did like the weird, like, GIMP art. where it looked like Flash anime. Well, because it's literally a Newgrounds animation, but like it looked too weird. Like it was too flat for like a 3D animation or 3D perspective animation in 8-bit. Like that. This is cool. Well, not that, but yeah, this is cool. Like I like that. This is the coolest part of the intro, just because the villains in this show are really good. But you know, it would have been cooler if Basilisk was there. Yeah, like right there, it looks a little too empty. Mecha Mario! I actually had an idea that looked like that, and I low-key want to commission this guy for something. What was it? What was the idea? See, if that was like Mecha Sonic, that would have been cooler. But yeah, no, this looks like that right there. That they should have done that a little bit more for the 3D animation. See, this is what Super Mario Bros. Z is. See that's hype. Like that's a little hype, yeah. Like, I could see why people are popping off over it, but I don't like the TikTok shit. That part with Mario is pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I said. And then here's the side-by-side comparisons. This video I don't like. I don't like this video. Childhood Reborn. Oh, this is what you're talking about. Shit like this. It is a little gooey. I always hated that. You'll see it in comments. I don't know about now because they might have gotten drowned out, but there used to be comments on like Pixar movie reviews where they're like, I'm so glad someone is talking about this, because I remember growing up with Ratatouille as a child, and it was one of my favorite movies, but nobody ever talked about it. So I'm glad that it's getting the attention that it deserves. Like that kind of copy paste comment. I always hated that. It was too gooey. It was too ooey, like ooey gooey, like mwah, 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 like kissing the ass of the movie a little bit. I don't know. It always comes off as like a little bit like cheesy, but not in a good way. Let's see, what else is there? What else can we react to? Let's see. Buy me a coffee. I forgot about that. Gooey was talking about the animation, Lamau. Yeah, I know, but like, it made me think about the like ooey gooey, like kind of just like kiss ass way that people would write comments, like a corny, like, yeah, just like a corny cheesy way of talking about stuff. It's way too. It's like it just does, it comes off as a little bit like kind of gross. Like I'm pretty sure if I look at like a Shea Frillis video, like on like Ratatouille, it's gonna come off like that. Let's see. Like this, we'll probably find something akin to what I was saying. Let's see, was I Ratatouille? You see, and stuff like this, like why Ratatouille is Pixar's magnum opus. This video is kind of cool, but like it's kind of pretentious in certain parts. But yeah, let's look at the comments. This may sound controversial, but Remy could beat Stuart Little in a. You see, that's kind of funny. How clumsy Linguini actually finds his crew calling. Let's see. Yeah, you see, this is what I was saying. Like a lot of these comments are kind of drowned out. It's because when they say childhood, it's like they're saying they only enjoy it from a nostalgic perspective. They have to make it nostalgia or childhood to make it palatable casuals. Yeah, you see, like, but then you run into the issue of people who don't just like make it nostalgic, who like they're talking about it like in context of like now, and it comes off as really pretentious, like subversive types, like cartoon adults. So it's really like, do you want vape lords or cartoon adults? You know? See, I think the word is called, like for the most part, this is a pretty good comment section. So I guess kiss my ass on that one. Honestly, the best part of it was just mistake. You see, like this is a little corny. Like this is kind of like this is like a corny comment. This is like a comment that I would see on like a Markiplier video. So take that as you will. But yeah, I mean, like there was this period, and I think it was good back then, and it's still good. What, Super Mario Bros. Z or Ratatouille? But there was a period in time from like 2019 to like 2021 where there was like a lot of videos with like hordes of comments of everybody kind of just like in a circle jerk around a movie. Yeah, I never should have made a Markiplier video. Super Mario Bros. Z? Okay, yeah. That's fair. I mean, I didn't watch it when I was a kid, so I have no idea. I don't have an opinion on it. But there was a period in time, as I was saying, where like from like 2019 to like 2021, where like everybody kind of just like popped off on movies for no reason. It's calmed down a little bit on like YouTube comments, but I've seen it start happening on Instagram. And it's no longer in like an ooey gooey gushy kind of way. It's like in a like condescending like dickhead kind of way. Like the Puss in Boots 2 discourse is really infuriating. Like this is gonna probably pop up later, but I don't like the discourse around this movie. I think it's kind of shallow, especially when they start comparing it to like Avatar 2, and the comparison is moot because it's like, what are you comparing it to? Like those two movies are completely different. The only similarity is that they came out around the same time, and both of them are doing pretty well financially. So it's not like they're competing with each other, you know. But like people felt the need to like shit on Avatar 2 and be like, Puss in Boots 2 is a lot better than that. It's like, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to compare the two movies. That's like the opposite of that would be like someone watching the like Oppenheimer and being like, Oppenheimer was boring, but the Barbie movie, now the Barbie movie was way better than Oppenheimer. Like that kind of shit. It's like they're not even. That's like a take that Dunkey would make like ironically. Like he would make it as a joke. Like these people are like stumbling into shitty takes on their own now. It seems like it just seems kind of pretentious and a little bit like, I don't know, like unga bunga to like compare those two movies when they're really not related. I got into arguments with people online over it. It just seems like everybody like kind of felt the need, like they had already kind of decided that they were gonna like Puss in Boots 2 more than Avatar, and they just felt the need to let everybody know. All right, let's see. What else can we react to? What do you think he says? Let's see what's on my homepage. Yeah, look, Ben Shapiro. Why am I getting Puss in Boots 2 stuff? Oh, Pikmin. Uh-oh. That seems like a gimmicky video though. I don't want to react to that. Moist Critical? Sure. Is there a particular Moist Critical in that video that you have in mind? Let's shit on Moist Critical. I was in the Hunger Games and ruined the scene. I remember that video. Let's see what his moist meter shit is. Cause he usually has pretty bad moist meter takes. Halloween Kills, No Time to Die, Squid Game, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Deathloop. Oh yeah, the Mario World roller coasters. Oh shit, yeah, that too. What? Oh, the Space Jam movie? I feel like that one was a little bit punching down. What do you think? What do you think he says? Space Jam? We should watch that one? Because that movie, if I remember correctly, that video was like, it was a lot of him punching down on a movie that was very clearly just meant for kids. So it came off a little elitist for him to like. I guess not elitist. It came off. It just came off as like condescending, the way that he kind of talked about Space Jam. If I remember correctly, he could have liked that movie and popped off on it. Ironically, Space Jam 2 is boring to talk about. Yeah, that's true. Maybe Sonic Frontiers. Didn't he like that? Didn't you like that game? Where is it? 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 Oh man. For kids isn't really an excuse to me. Well, I feel like it's just because like what did you expect from Space Jam? Like, you know, like what did you expect? Bug's Life is for kids and it's perfectly palatable as an adult. He did? Okay. It's because his your thing is delayed. But yeah, like my thing is like, what did you expect Space Jam 2 to be? I mean, obviously it was gonna be like a little kid fucking movie, so like obviously it wasn't trying enough. I mean, you could not like it. Like I don't like that movie, but like it's kind of just useless to shit on it. Like, what are you getting out of it? You know? The Devil All the Time. That was a good movie. I like that movie. Where's Sonic Frontiers? Come on, man. Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. I feel like that discourse would be a little bit better. Sonic the... Because I feel like that'll trigger some more emotional reactions from Isaias. Voice critical... Sonic Frontiers. I remember him popping off on this game. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this whole video though, because Critical's so fucking boring. Playback speed.
Welcome to the Moist Meter. Today we're taking a look at Sonic Frontiers.
That's really fast, Jesus Christ.
Now, I was very public about how awful I thought the early trailers for this game looked, and I'm happy to say I was pleasantly surprised with how the game...
You know it's
actually
bad
turned
when I
out.
put it at 1.25 and he sounds normal. That's how slow he talks.
So, let's just get into it right away. Now, I think the game overall has a lot of great ideas, but the execution is lackluster in a lot of areas. It has
What great
wonderful
ideas?
ingredients.
What great ideas? I mean, I guess the open world, I guess, but like, look at this, man. This is bad. This is really bad. I remember seeing the Moist Critical's view of Sonic is stuck in the IGN era, so he being subversive by praising Sonic's very little accomplishments. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe already. But I remember when I was seeing the tech demos for this, and I was even telling Isaias that like, and I'm gonna, I hope that I didn't have to eat my words then when I said it, but I guess now, used to defend this game. So like, here's my excuse. From what the demos were showing, it looked fine. Like, it looked okay, and it looked like it shouldn't have triggered as much anger. I still don't think it should trigger that much, like, anger, because it's just, like, fine. Like, it's mediocre. When I saw the way that the environment looked, I just kind of figured that it would be, like, a whatever, like... I don't know, like just like I thought they were gonna add more shit to it, you know, but instead it's just kind of empty and boring looking. It looks like a Unity game. I still think it's a little bit like, just like it's not really worth any passion, you know, like this, like an hour long Sonic Frontiers video, like that doesn't. This game doesn't merit this. An hour long video. Like, I feel like this game just exists, you know? It's just, as Shea Frillis would have put it, Sonic Frontiers is a game that exists. I mean, it's like whatever, it's fine.
but the recipe's a little fucked up, so it ends up tasting a little shitty at points. But overall, I still really enjoyed the meal. So the big thing with
Yeah,
Sonic
like
Frontiers is its open
he enjoyed it. Like I don't know, man.
world. Obviously, that was like their main selling point. And it was the most concerning thing for me. From all of the early footage, it looked like a bland, empty, lifeless open world. with
still
nothing
kinda
to do,
does.
Nothing in it, and then just random obstacles thrown all over the place for some rails to grind and some pads to bounce off of with no rhyme or reason. And now that the game's fully out, I can say with confidence,
Witnessed. What did you correct? Witnessed.
that's exactly what the open world's like. But it's still a lot of fun to play, and I see the potential for the formula here. The worlds are huge, so well, I don't want to get into spoilers, but there's more than one world. I'll tell you there's at least 3, and they're all pretty similar. They're large, and they just have a ton of haphazardly thrown together boosters that'll take you on like a short little adventure in order to get a memory fragment, which you use to progress the narrative. So you collect these memory fragments by going off of the rails that are throughout the levels, and when you collect enough, you use them on your friends in order to help save them. And on paper, it sounds bad, but playing it, it's really not. I really enjoyed it, especially in the first world. The first world I actually thought was the most fun world.
Hey, says, did you ever play this game? Like, did you actually like get your hands on a copy and play it?
It is very empty. There's some enemies in there,
Yeah,
but
that's
not
what I said.
many.
It's empty.
There are mini bosses though in these open worlds, and the mini bosses are very fun to fight. I actually found the combat to be a breakout like joy for me. I thought it was going to be pretty uninspired and pretty boring, but it's not. It's fucking hype. So fighting the mini bosses was always
He says he's gonna like that.
enjoyable because there's actual mechanics to it. It's not just a DPS check. You can do some fun stuff. There's some fun combos to experiment with. The skill tree's simple. It's quick to finish, but it is enjoyable. So fighting the mini bosses in the world is the most fun to have in the open world. But yeah, there's not a lot in there, and it also has a huge.
I can't comment. I can't comment on most of this. I'm gonna be honest.
Especially on World 2. Oftentimes with these floating rails and shit, you won't even see them until they're right in front of your fucking face.
I laughed at some people in Discord. The momentum physically looks bad to me. So did you didn't play it? What does labbed mean? Like, what is that?
They'll be going through like the booster, you hit the bounce pad, and then it seems like there's nothing there until you like do a double jump, and then some shit pops in. It seems like the game had a really tough time rendering everything at the speed you go, so there's just tons and tons of pop-ins, which is super rough and noticeable when the game open world hinges on you being able to figure out what path you want to take next. It really feels like there wasn't a whole lot of design thought that went into doing these things, because they don't really connect to each other. Like, you'll go through one of them, you hit the booster, you hit the bounce pad, you
Tested?
jump off a wall, you take another boost,
What do you mean by like you played it?
you grind a rail, it sends you through 3 rings, and then you get your memory fragment at the end, and it's just you floating above like the open world, and then you come back down to earth.
I
They
asked them
don't
like,
connect
hey, do
anything, they
this,
don't
do
go to
that.
anything.
I feel like that's not really. That's just like backseat gaming, though. I feel like that doesn't really count.
Like in most games, there's a
Like
rhyme
what's the difference between that and like just watching a Twitch stream of someone playing it?
and there's a reason for why things are placed where they are. Here, it just seems like they dumped a ton of these assets all over the place in order to make you farm these memories. And it was fun at first, but by the time you get to like World 3, it really starts to lose its luster and becomes more of a chore. But of course, they're not the only thing in the open world, like I mentioned. There's also a fun progression system where you can even increase things like Sonic's speed, his overall speed, his power, his defense, ring capacity, shit like that.
I
by
just
getting the
I
materials
don't
to
know
fight.
what it is. Maybe it's my fault because like I have like retard zoomer brain or something. But like this is just so boring. Like and I've seen people at school and like in public sit down on their phones and watch Critical. I don't know how you can. This is just boring. Like, okay, I get it. The gameplay is this. Like, why does he have to like get so specific?
Fighting the mini bosses or through
It's right there, that clip we just saw right now from Critical. You go in an obstacles course, it's clunky and short, and it throws you back on the ground, losing all momentum. Yeah, I did kind of notice that.
There's even fishing mini game with Big the Cat, which is great. So there is stuff to do in the
I
world.
think he was talking about, because he's delayed a little bit, so I think he's talking about over here.
Rings, and then you get your memory fragment at the end, and it's just you floating
Let's
above
see.
like the open world, and then you come back down to earth. They don't connect anything, they don't go to anything. Like in most games, there's a rhyme and there's a reason for why.
Yeah,
things
this
are
is a
placed
little
where they are.
weird.
Here, it just seems like they dumped a ton of these assets all over the place in order to make you farm these memories. And it was fun at first, but by the time
Yeah,
you get to
I
the
think he
world,
was talking about that. Like, you basically
it
just
really
lose
starts to its
momentum.
luster and becomes more of a chore. But of course, they're not
Yeah.
the only thing in the open world, like I mentioned. There's also a fun progression system where you can
Yeah, like this, like even Sonic Adventure 2 looks like it feels better than that.
light speed, fucking Mach 20 lifeless.
It's
and it
like
does
that a
feel-
lot, even in the beginning. Yeah, I can I figured. I mean, because that's been my whole point, is that this game just seems very empty and like thrown together. Where Sonic games, usually the first level is the best. I mean, that's what he says for this one, so it seems like it's kind of true.
Pretty uninspired from a design perspective as well.
Yeah, that's what that I was empty, uninspired. That's just kind of what it feels
I
like.
don't think it's trash or anything, and I can absolutely see the potential because going fast, like you can collect 400 rings and you get like a fucking turbocharged super boost, and you're just going at light speed, fucking Mach 25.
Like, could you imagine? Like try telling somebody that like this game had more artistry than like one of the adventure games, or hell, even like a shit like 2000, like 2006. The homing attacks in this also take forever. There's so much end lag. Whereas Sonic Adventure 2, you can do it hella fast, but it's hard to do it. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I'm not too well versed in like gameplay for Sonic. I'm calling it as I see it, and it just looks very like
5,000.
tedious, not tedious, but
Like,
boring,
it is super fun
like
to do that.
uninspired.
It's just not fully-
Like, why does he? That's just kind of getting me though. Is that like Critical will like say like he'll say like yeah, this is kind of boring and this feels uninspired and like, but then suddenly he's like, but it's like really fun to do. But so like, what is it? Is it really fun or is it boring and uninspired?
Realized yet, and I do think they can get there in the future as long as they commit to like improving this formula. They got the great groundwork right now. Now,
See, that I agree with. I think maybe if they like took what's in this game and they put it in like maybe a more condensed game with like more like stuff to do in the open world. What they say it was like open course, not open world. It was like some shitty semantics game that they did. But yeah, I feel like there should have been like at least some pushback. It's Meant TV. Hello, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, like it just seems like I don't know. It just seems a little like inconsistent with his reviews or whatever, and or his criticisms. Sorry, seems like his criticisms are a little bit inconsistent. So it's like it's kind of reinforcing what Isaias is saying, that it seems like he's trying to like be subversive to like the game, but it's just like mediocre.
I want to highlight World 3 in particular because I think that's this game at its weakest. World 3 is some of the worst design I've seen in a fucking open world game. There's a bunch of islands that are not connected super well, so you have to go way out of your way to go from one island to the other or find a bird to take you there, and it's just such a fucking headache. It completely puts the brakes on this entire experience and does not go way past cool. It goes way past fucking frustrating. It's miserable to play World 3. It slows everything down, and it is awful. I hated World 3. Everything's too spaced out, and you have to go to very specific paths in order to find the right rails to get where you want to go. And when you're doing
Why is he
little
playing the game like
explorations-
this? I guess this is what he says is saying. This is a homing attack seem really
for the
slow
memories,
and clumsy.
It'll lock you into the 2D camera perspective so many times, and you can't break out of it until you get out of that little section, the rail section, or that whole area. And
I
that's
think
unacceptable.
Sonic shouldn't be open field, but like a bunch of somewhat linear zones connected to each other with some crosspaths and shortcuts, and have it all connected seamlessly. Isn't that how Sonic Forces plays? Isn't that like what Sonic Forces does?
The complaint: the camera has a mind of its fucking own, and it hates you. The camera wants to make
The
your
camera,
life as
fucking dude, name me a Sonic game that doesn't have a really shitty camera.
miserable as it can. You are not only fighting enemies in this game, you are fighting this camera. The camera loses its fucking mind, especially starting in World 2. That's when it really started to stand out to me. Now, the highlight of this game, I think, is the cyber worlds. So that's the shit within the open world where once you defeat like a mini boss, you get your portal access and you get the key in order to unlock a cyber world of your choosing. That's throughout the world.
Yeah,
And
that
the more
camera is
focused
a little
traditional Sonic
clumsy.
levels. Some of them are 2D, some of them are full 3D, everything, and they are really fun. There's only like a couple cyber worlds.
See, like, that looks
I'll show you,
alright.
That's only because they were really, really short. Now,
It seems like when the game gets going, it's a little bit. Sonic Forces is like straight line for level design, though. I mean, yeah.
super forgiving. This game's not a massive challenge. by any means, but
Generations.
to get an S rank in a cyber
I
world,
mean, Generations is kind of like the foundation for most of the modern Sonic games, like the game design, because it was the most successful one. So I could see that.
actually have to like try to suck dick in order to fuck it up. The only hard ones to S rank are World 1-1 and 1-2. After that, they just become super, super easy. They're very, very generous. You'll be getting S rank by like 45 seconds. You'll have so much.
See, is that true, you says? Because, like, when Critical calls games easy or says something is easy, he's always talking from the perspective of, like, a 26-year-old who grew up playing video games nonstop. So, like, anything is fucking easy. And that's what I've noticed with a lot of his criticisms of games. He's like, oh, this game's too... A lot of... Because, like, in general, like, gamers... like game reviewers on YouTube, it's like sweats, like people who like go like oh, this game is too easy, but like that. It's like this Shay Frillis video last time. It's like because they cheese and they practice nonstop, so it's like fucking obviously it is, you know.
Time left over, but that doesn't mean that they're not enjoyable. I think the cyber worlds really stand out, and I liked it a lot. And another big standout to me is the soundtrack. This game's got an amazing soundtrack, especially during their Titan fights, which are their massive boss battles at the end of each world.
I mean, all right.
Those go so fucking hard. Really,
I don't
trying to
remember
give
the music
Metal
for
Gear
this
Rising
game.
references at certain points. It dials up the hype. It's really fun choreography. Sonic goes like fucking Turbo Insano style, murders these Titans while some great metal's playing in the background. They have like screaming, which I didn't expect in a Sonic soundtrack. It was so fun. The Titan fights are amazing. And the soundtrack is just great across the board, especially in the cyber worlds. Another thing that I found really surprising is the depth to the mechanics here. There's a lot of mechanics in order to like traverse.
I think a random person would struggle only when this game is ganky. So like in the more buggy levels,
in order to fight. Like,
also soundtrack is cringe. Well, he just praised it, so that's
there's
funny.
just a lot that you can master. So there was a lot more depth to this than I was expecting, which I was pleasantly surprised by. Now, I don't know how important the narrative is to Sonic fans, but I will talk about it here because, you know, there's a story, and it's not bad by any means, but it's very standard, what you're expecting kind of story. The power
I just can't get over the way that this game just looks like a Unity game. It just looks like a lot of pre-rendered assets. They just kind of mishmashed it all in one game.
Do anything for my friends to save everyone. Sonic's got his classic snark, but none of the other characters really get a chance to shine except for a new character named Sage, who is introduced in here as kind of like the antagonist, and I think that character is pretty solid overall, and you know, Eggman's great, but the story isn't anything that anyone's going to be like writing home about as like a powerful, profound piece, but it allows for really hype moments. It gets you from point A to point B to allow these amazing set pieces in the world, and I think it succeeds at what it wants to do, so I don't think it's bad. I just wanted to like briefly talk about it, that it's nothing super special.
You see, like I feel like people kind of decided that they would like this game. Like someone like Critical, I feel like he decided that he would like the game once like he saw that there were positive reviews coming out of it when it first released. And I noticed a lot of people are like that. It sounds like butt rock, but not in a good way. Just cringe AMV era butt rock. Well, no wonder why Critical likes it, because that's the shit that he makes.
I do like a lot of the callbacks, and there's a bit of fan service in there as well. And I just overall didn't mind it whatsoever, but I don't think it's great either. Plugging Sonic Frontiers into the moist meter, I'm giving it a clean 70%.
See, like that's kind of what I figured he would give it. Fuck, I should have called it before, so that way I look crazy. But 70%, nah, I think this game's like a 60.
I
Like,
went in there with very low expectations, and I
That's
was
why.
very pleasantly surprised. I always approach games with an open mind, even if it's one that I don't think is going to be great, and I'm always happy when it turns out that...
I don't know. I don't know if he decided he would like this game because of the good reviews that were coming out like right before. Because to be fair, he did play it pretty quickly. But there's a lot of like movie and game discourse that's like as soon as the mass reviews come out and they're positive, Critical will usually just fall to them and like repeat everything that everybody was saying already.
that I'm wrong and the game is good, and that is the case with Sonic Frontiers. It's got a lot of problems. There is a lot of jank. I didn't even mention this. Let me mention it now. The combat when you're fighting a lot of these bosses is fun, but so fucking janky. Sometimes you just shoot across the world for no reason because momentum gets carried in a weird way after you use some of the combos. So the combat gets very, very janky, and with the camera being as unpredictable and shitty as it is, it can just become really nauseating sometimes and lead to some unfortunate deaths that
I can
sometimes
imagine
just
that. I
straight
mean,
up
it's a Sonic game.
So yeah, there's some jank to it, but overall, I do think Sonic Frontiers is a really great attempt at making something special with Sonic. It's not...
See, like he didn't need to say that. I mean, he could have just said it was a fine game.
You know,
But it
swinging
just
and
seems like he's trying to give it a really positive review, despite the fact that the actual game is like mediocre.
knocking it out of the park by any means, but they don't miss here either. There's a lot of execution that's sloppy.
See, like he keeps
If
like
they stick with
defending
something
it
like
low
this, I
key.
think they can make something amazing in the future. So I
don't
think
know.
there's a lot to look forward to for Sonic fans. That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, some of the discourse around Sonic is a little unnuanced, and like I don't trust Critical's word on anything. He's gonna make a response in a video, it'll be 20 minutes long. Well, to me, he'll be like, yeah, I don't know. It just seems that he just like none of his points really made any sense, and it'd be like this would be really really slow. Like it would take him 5 minutes to say just that, and he would be like, yeah. So I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense, you know. And so like because of that, you know, I just have to say like it doesn't make sense, and it just kind of seems like it doesn't make sense. Like that's literally every Critical video. It's just him fucking repeating himself constantly. Yeah, let's find a good one. Like yes, yeah, he just agreed with what I said. Animal Crossing. Yeah. All right, let's see what he has to say about this. Let's see what copy paste opinion he has.
By Raycon.
Initiating moisture.
If it's a face cam video, I'm gonna be pissed.
I was an Animal Crossing virgin
Alright.
until New Horizons came out, and I have to say,
All right, then everything he said is invalid.
this is not the kind of game I've ever really enjoyed, but this game fucking bangs. I've had so much fun, and I can fully see why so many people get so invested in the game. There's just so much to do in it, and it's a never-ending experience. Now, for me personally, I found most of the fun to be...
He's just like praising like the basic mechanic of every Animal Crossing game. What about Donkey's best of videos? Actually, maybe. Right after this. This is like 6 minutes long, so it shouldn't be that bad.
sharing the experience with others. I streamed a lot of Animal
2020?
Crossing at twitch.tv.
I'll see which ones. I'll see which ones has like games that I have the most opinions on.
Fun would be when I opened up the floodgates and let the stream come in. I'd march right up to my airport staff. I'd say, Orville, unlock that door. He'd look at me with tears in his eyes and say, Charlie, please not again. We can't handle more of this. And I'd say, Orville, open that fucking door. Falling into a deeper sadness, Orville would remind me, Charlie, the internet's a weird place and we've had trouble with some of these degenerates using your island like a fleshlight. Are you positive? And I'd say, Orville, don't take that tone with me again. We're opening the gates. The PTSD would set in. He'd go into a hysterical fit, but he'd open those gates and we let the internet stream come in. And I basically turned my island into a sexual paradise. Basically, I turned my island into OnlyFans. And it was a...
You see, like that joke went on for way too long. Like it was kind of funny at first, and then it just slowly trailed off, and then got boring. And then he had like a needless like sex reference at the end of it. It's just like, and like 2% of the games on his list, they're just good videos. Oh, you mean Donkey? I thought you were talking about Critical, and I was like, what?
magical experience. The community came together. You know, I'd hire some of the people to water some of my plants while I was
That's
out
kinda
fetching some
funny.
wood so I could build another chair. There was just so much to do. The amount of things you can do in Animal Crossing is astonishing, honestly. And it wasn't just sharing the
Yeah.
experience with...
I don't care. He's going on too long. Let's watch that Donkey video. Man, I just like I can't watch Critical for longer than like 20 minutes before getting really bored. But the reason why I'm asking which ones are like stuff with games that I would recognize is because like I don't want to just like be watching and just being like, oh, okay, you know, like it just seems kind of cringe. Seems like a waste of like then at that point just watch a regular video, you know. Let's see.
Last year in my video, I said this. What we are experiencing right now is the calm before the storm. Next year is when shit goes down. March. So this year, I'm gonna say that 2021, this is gonna be a really good year this time. What games did we get this year? Kessin, right? Monster Energy Drink, Motorcycle 3.
Monster Energy Supercross 3, the official video game.
It's always nice to see a new Strand game. Lonely Mountains Downhill is the game Death Stranding should have been. Dreams was a technological breakthrough, finally allowing gamers to make our own games like Fall Guys, I'm pretty sure was made in there. And Shenmue 3. Ubisoft tried to make Breath of the Wild like straight up just exactly Breath of the Wild. And what's funny about this game is even though they ripped off as many ideas as
Oh wait,
possible,
that's why I was too fast. I was wondering why I was really fast.
could, it still sucks ass because it's made by Ubisoft. It's Turismo Sport. Ooh, the driving in this game is so classy. It feels like your name is Delfanzio. Paper Mario was funny. Crash
Oh, I
Bandicoot
remember
4
this
was
video.
very faithful to the PS1 games. Tony Hawk's game was very faithful to the PS1 games. Streets of Rage 4 came out. Neo 2. Fuck this shit. 2020 really was the year of waiting too long for a game and then the wait not paying off. Half-Life, Shenmue, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy Remake. These are games that I
Oh shit, that was 2020, really? I thought that was longer.
Did I kind of wish they didn't.
God fucking damn it, ad. 2021? God, I hate that ad, man.
Heroes of the Storm. But for real this time though, this game is great because it lets you play a game like League.
It's
that
just like a
only about
whatever,
12
like,
different smaller
scrunkly
jobs. Pairing double
Overwatch.
teams, it's so one.
That literally look
You
like
have a lot easier
Lucio,
to troll
Lucio, and fucking from Overwatch. Where is it?
Lost Vikings, which is 3 characters controlled by 1 player. Tell me this game. The horse controlled by now the smaller.
Where is
game.
it? Where
You have-
he
you have
looked like
so much
there?
wacky
He
stuff.
looked like Lucio for a second. This one is fine. All right, let's see. Like the game or the video?
Ori and the Will of the Smiths is a sadder game than Last of Us Part 2. The music is majestic, the artwork is dazzling, and the main character
This
is
looks
so
alright.
nimble and exciting to control. There's a big frog, there's a big bear, there's a lot
Bruh.
of cool stuff, but Will Smith doesn't actually appear in
The
this.
video's funny.
Like-
It's. I'm not gonna watch it and just be like, oh, that's funny. It has to be something that I'm commenting on.
Big bear, there's a lot of cool stuff, but Will Smith doesn't actually appear in this. Like, what are we doing here? Was he the frog? I have
That
liked
video
both,
actually,
there's a lot of cool here.
that game looked
Was he
alright.
the frog? I have played the multiplayer on this to death and back, but if I switch it on, I'll get sucked right back in. This is the year where I found out that time trial mode is the best mode of every racing game. There are 47 tracks for you to master and Baby Park. It's quantity and quality. Racing games have always been synonymous with fancy graphics, and Mario Kart 8 jumps over the bar,
Mario
takes the
Kart
bar,
is
and
pretty
fucking
cool.
leads with it. Look at how realistic the graphics are. These are some of the most detailed, beautiful courses ever, and they're full of shortcuts and branching paths. We're talking Shy Guy Falls is in this game, Delfino Airport, my man, Luigi's Mansion, my man, Mount Wario, Swamp Ruin, Wild Woods is where I found out.
I remember playing this game on Christmas when I got it for the Switch. That was cool. That was a cool memory. It started the tradition of me playing Nintendo games every Christmas.
That toads have an Ewok village in that jungle.
It was just so like,
The sound
yeah, the soundtrack, and it was just so bright and fun. See, like, why does Sonic Frontiers not look like this? Why does it look like a Unity game? Like, when fucking Mario Kart came out like 5 years before that, the remake, obviously that was the Wii U version, but this version with these graphics came out like 5 years before on worse hardware, and like it looks way fucking better than Sonic Frontiers.
motherfucker starts going berserk.
Why does it look like that? It's cool.
Mario Kart 8 is drift heavy arcade racing polished to an
Whenever there's a
edge.
Mario video, Donkey's
Mario
really
Kart
good
9 is-
at reviewing it,
I will
man.
kill
A Mario
Bowser
game, rather.
in front of everyone, and I don't give a damn. Bowser is going bye bye. Animal Crush. Now the way this game works
Shut
is
up.
that I played this.
Die, kill yourself. I don't care, 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 I don't care. Is this a new game?
For now, but it was fun while the game comes out. You see the argument of should these difficult
I wish Sonic Racing would just copy Mario Kart and make it Sonic levels with graphics like this. You mean Sonic R? I mean, that would be kind of cool, actually. I feel like that would be the original. That was probably the original plan, but like, so Sega Team or Sonic Team was the one that designed the levels for Sonic R, and so that's why they were shitty. It was Sonic Team's fault. So I'm pretty sure the original concept was something like that. Like if they made like a new one, that would be kind of cool. Excuse me. And now would be the best time to do it because Sonic Frontiers sold pretty well, and the Sonic movies are pretty popular. I feel like Sonic is, if they were gonna do like a gimmicky like offshoot game, now would be the best time to do it. I mean Sega and All Stars Racing, that's a thing. I thought you meant Sonic R like on the GameCube.
dead. I go to the beach and I look for this.
Fine, I guess I'll fucking watch this video.
Everyone. Animal Crush. Now the way this game works is that I played this for 100 hours and went, oh, that was a good game. Whereas Leah played this for 500 hours and went, Yeah, this one was pretty weak actually. I think we both expected more substantial updates to roll out over the year. It's sad to see how much content is pumped into the microtransaction-fueled mobile game versus New Horizons. But when it first
Damn,
came
this
out,
is a
we had
pretty
so much
nuanced
fun
take on
playing
this
this. Me
game.
and Leo would huddle up on the couch and play this all day, catching all the fish and the bugs for the museum, collecting all the different items to customize our house and town. I remember I kept getting a rare item and Leo would go, "Wow, how'd you get that?" And then I had to go to her town, which took like 3 hours, and make her the rare item, and then she would give me like 20 items I never saw before in my life. It was such a happy, relaxing time. Everybody was playing this game and having so much fun, but then...
You know what I think it was? I think the reason why Animal Crossing also popped off so hard was because of COVID. I mean, it came out right when COVID did. Like, when COVID came out. Right when they released COVID-19, this game came out. And, like... I don't know. I think it was just like one of those perfect little... Because, like, this game should not have popped off the way that it did. I think what happened is that there was so many people now that were just alone. They're home alone. They weren't able to go outside or do anything. And so now you had all, like, those normies and casuals and, God, and Cork Lords. And they had, like, the Switch, the Nintendo Switch that they were given one Christmas or birthday that they never touched for years. And they were like, Animal Crossing, what's that? What's Animal Crossing? And then they downloaded that fucking game, and then they just like, you know, they started popping off over it, and it was just like nobody had ever really played that before because like New Leaf was kind of niche. New Leaf had more longevity. Yeah, well, it did. Well, that's what he's saying right here. I mean, New Leaf lasted forever. Like New Leaf was around, you know. But this game, they killed it almost immediately, which is kind of weird. People finished playing New Horizons in months. Yeah, they did. This game was just kind of shallow. I think the reason why it caught so many people on though was like because it was just such a it was like the new version of a game. So like automatically there was like if a new game releases, automatically it generates market buzz from its existing fan base, right? And then I think a bunch of like a casual heard it, and then like it's slowly like more casual started picking it up from like their actual Nintendo friends, like their friends who would play Nintendo games. And so like I said before, then they used the Switch that they hadn't touched since they got it for Christmas, and then they were like, "Oh, it's a little cute little game. You're like a little creature, and you collect little Gumblies, and then you pay off your bill, and then you're done." You know, and it's just like that's the same demographic of people who like pick up Minecraft for the first time, and then they just grind really, really heavily on it, and they make like super builds in like a couple years. You know, it's just that kind of shit. Like I think it appeals to those kinds of people. The commodification of games.
But then everything changed. Coach is dead. Road is dead. Tom Nook is arrested and dead. I go to the beach and I look for the stupid art dealer. He's never there. Going to the store and it's all items I already have. It seems like Animal Crossing is over for now, but it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, you see, like that's literally what you said. He says it's just over.
Every time a new bullshit hard game comes out, you see the argument of should these difficult games have an easy mode? Hades has a pretty
Fucking
interesting
article
solution.
writers.
When you start off, it is ridiculously hard. You stand pretty much no chance of winning, so it's on the player to gradually unlock the easy.
This is a game. This what the fuck? This is a game. Jesus, a game that I would see Julian playing. He says. I feel like this would be like a Julian game. I learned the N-word because an Animal Crossing character said it to me. Is that true? But this is like a Julian game. Because you can teach catchphrases and they pass it into other How long ago was this? Were you like 7? This is a Julian game. It really is though. Julian would play this and it would, but like here's the thing, like if anybody else were to play this game, I would get really bored and not care. But like if Julian were to play this game, even if you were to record it and put it on his channel, like I would watch the video. Yeah, or I'd sit there and watch him play it and like actually get kind of into it. And they say, I'm just imagining it's like, hey, Tom Nook, and he's like, yeah, probably 7. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh, have you ever seen the videos of do you know who Chris Can is? Did you know Chris Can is actually possibly the very first Let's Player in existence? And the first Let's Play then is actually Animal Crossing on the GameCube, because he recorded himself playing Animal Crossing on the GameCube for like a Nintendo thing, and he had like a voiceover even. And it's scary because, you know, Chris Can has like a bunch of mental diseases and is just all around a very scary guy. So it has like this unsettling vibe. Like he has like notes in mailboxes and stuff and like on posters, and it's just like schizo posts, like just shit that he like took out of his brain and like put into the game. And it's like, it's really scary. And he does like 1-to-1 recreations of people's rooms. It's scary. It's a little creepy. It's unsettling. I don't want to talk about Chris Can, bro. Well, I'm just saying it has something to do with Animal Crossing.
So you get that perspective and appreciation for overcoming tough fights without having to.
This really is a Julian game, though. This is like Julian aesthetic.
Combos for you to cook up and try to break the game.
You would play this game and it would be fun.
One hell of a game.
The fucking ad.
Apply now at purdueglobal.edu.
God, another one? God.
Just like Hades, Last of Us 2 is a game where you
Oh.
don't have to choose between great gameplay or a
That's
great story.
controversial.
People are still looking at me like I'm crazy for liking this game, but give it a couple years and they'll be looking at you weird for not liking this game.
Damn, that was well, yeah, I guess because he got in trouble for defending that game. But I mean, I kind of do want to play Last of Us 2. It looks fine. It looks cool. Oh, is this Doom?
Now, when we're talking about
Yeah.
shooting games, what you have to remember is that every video game ever made is a shooting game. What's special about Doom Eternal is that it's the first FPS in years.
Never
where
played Doom
developers
Eternal. I'm not a
actually
Doom
tried.
guy.
It's not rocket science. It's just make the enemies move more, make the player move more, and make the player think more. It's everything that worked about Doom 2016 cranked up to an even higher intensity, this time with a grapple hook. I guess you could say it's one hell of a game. I'll kill him. In a fighting game, you have about this many moves. In Tekken 7, you have this many moves.
I remember playing Tekken 7 with Julian. I actually won, like once, I think. Jesus Christ.
This is one of
Okay, but keep in mind, all those combos, and I bet you there's like no depth. People like in the way that people are playing this game. I bet you they're flowcharting the shit out of this game. I mean, with all those combos, you're not gonna fucking learn any of them. You're just gonna flowchart and like look up YouTube tutorials and just like copy everything that they're doing and just start like, all right, we're gonna do button combo, button combo, button combo, button combo, and that's it. That's all it's gonna be the entire game. Like whereas like in Killer Instinct, it literally punishes you for doing that. So there might be less variety of combos and mechanics in Killer Instinct, but Killer Instinct's got way more depth of gameplay. And then Julian pulled out his Tekken moves. I actually don't remember how that game went. I genuinely don't remember.
easier characters.
But I'm a seasoned Killer Instinct player, so I could actually kill everybody in every fighting game.
The quantity of moves is daunting, but it's also what makes the game so wild and unpredictable. I had so much fun this year climbing through the ranks as Kuma. For some reason, I always imagined other players taking the game super seriously.
I mean, yeah, but Pro Tekken, there's depth, too much. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously Pro Tekken, but like that's a different community altogether. I mean, I don't want to shit on Tekken. I'm just shitting on like the way people are playing the game.
Just sitting here,
Like I imagine if you load into a random multiplayer match, assuming the servers are even active anymore, that's all you would get. You would get flowcharters.
the stupid
Whereas in Killer Instinct, even if you're playing casually, you have to like know how to use your character.
shit is a big dumb idiot bear and I win anyway. Just on Kuma, I could say this, I could say this. I can come down here, give him the slipperoo, go for the bongo flip. Go for the disrespectful kick. I can just lay down and say, yeah. So many options, so much room to get creative.
His Tekken schemes are funny.
No.
I can see.
You blocked that.
Say about Tekken 7, except that the single player really sucks.
It's a
Please bring
Tekken
back the
game.
Old school arcade mode.
Yeah, that's fair. This is 2018 though, so I guess I mean obviously he put fucking Mario Kart on here, so like he doesn't matter what year they came out, but
I have beaten Red Dead Redemption 2 3 times now.
it's really good, man.
This is a very, very, very long game.
It
The
is.
end credits are 35 minutes long, okay? As a shooter, it's pretty repetitive. It has the world record for most trailing missions in a game.
Yeah.
Warma sucks ass, but if you can look past all of the mistakes, this is one of the best stories ever told in the video game.
It really is.
The
It is.
slower you move through Red Dead, the more you're going to appreciate it. The characters.
And like I know it's like a normie Vape Lord take, but like yeah, this game to like pop off over this game, but yeah, this game. I mean, I was there for this game, man. I was there. I was in it with this game.
Are just so human and well realized. They're not just there to
good.
crack jokes. They
It's
have
good.
dreams and aspirations. My first time playing through this game,
And the fucking Arthur Morgan theme.
and sprawling, and it goes off on so many different tangents. It's like consuming an entire television series.
And I mean, this game is old and it still
Understand
looks
how
pretty
it's
cool.
structured and how
Like,
it all connects. Then you can really scrutinize and start to absorb all the little details that are.
then there's a pretty vibrant roleplay community around this. Roleplay in Red Dead Redemption is a lot better than like GTA roleplay. Where, like the entire gimmick of GTA roleplays is like, I'm gonna be a McDonald's employee, and then like some guy like walks in, he says the N word, and then that's kind of just like the entire gimmick. And like, but like Red Dead Redemption roleplays are pretty artistic. Like those are pretty cool.
Everywhere in this game, Arthur Morgan is loyal to a fault.
So there is
I don't think
longevity to
anybody
this
would
game.
argue against that. But now check out one of the earlier missions in the game where they're about to execute Sean, and he goes,
We either rescue him now or cut him loose.
I'm not cutting anyone loose.
Of course not.
this man might have just let him kill Sean right there if it wasn't for Charles. You'll see this a lot in the game, how characters will change each other for the better and for the worse. You'll also see how they say one thing and do another. This entire game, Arthur is talking shit about Dutch behind his back, and then Dutch hatches up some batshit crazy scheme. Who's the only person that's gonna make it happen? Arthur Morgan. The gang is already on that downward spiral before chapter 1 even begins. Dutch fights and schemes, but the cards are so hopelessly stacked against him. Arthur embodies Dutch's pride and loyalty, but as he fades away, their bond becomes meaningless. Years later, you confront him up in those snowy mountains. The man with the
Oh, that was so good, man.
any situation, and finally,
And he doesn't
he's
say
got
anything?
nothing left to say.
Yeah.
What a special video game this is.
That was pretty funny, that ending. But yeah, that was like, oh, that was good. That was, and then like, even if you played the first Red Dead, the second Red Dead is like very compelling. Even though you kind of already know what's gonna happen, I think the fact that Arthur isn't even mentioned in the first game made it so much more tense. Cause like you actually didn't know if Arthur lived or not. Cause like it doesn't say that he's not there in the first game. But, you know, it also doesn't say that he's dead, you know? So it's like, he could have maybe lived. Man, fucking Nikki Jakey. Oh, man, I don't... That's another YouTuber I'll never get. Like, why are people fans of Nikki Jakey? It just, like... It just seems very, like, generic. Like, his content's very, like... He just, like, his whole gimmick is, like, the exercise ball, and then he just talks and stutters and then laughs at his own jokes. And he doesn't really say anything. Yeah, Nikki Jakey videos are way too long. I feel like if he like reduced his content to like 20 minutes, like 10 to 20 minutes, I think that would be a lot more concise and packed. Why I'm not Eastern Orthodox? Who's asking these guys? Who's asking Redeem Zoomer these questions? Who wants to like know like why he's like? I don't know. It's just like it's so specific. Like. I don't know, man. What is this? What is this?
No one is safe.
I don't remember this video. Oh, it was promotional. That's why I never saw it. How many Pikmin does it take to beat Pikmin 2? I don't know. I don't care. It's probably like 5 purples. If you were that sweaty. This video was alright. See, and I remember telling my cousin Cameron this. The Pikmin, or not Pikmin, what the hell? Shea Frillis videos, usually when he likes something, it's for pretty good reasons, and like he does a pretty good like review of it, or whatever, like an analysis. But when he doesn't like something, it's the shittiest video ever. Because he's incapable of engaging with stuff in good faith. So he basically just like will shit endlessly on like something where it's like it low-key feels like he's punching down. Or it's something that doesn't really matter and he gets really passionate about it. And the novelty of like somebody being like that, like the novelty of like a YouTuber being really, really passionate about something stupid has long worn out. Like now it's just like some like white guy yelling into the microphone about like why the Surf's Up 2 wrestling thing match was like shitty. Though you need at least 11 as far as I know. Wait, 11 what? Because I don't know how far behind you you need. Oh, you mean Pikmin? Oh, okay. It's because you're like very delayed, so it's hard for me to like remember like what you're responding to. A big fat review of Pikmin. This video is so goddamn long. 4 hours. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, I watched it, but it was very long. See, like, look. These are the, like, this is exactly what was on that meme that you sent me, Sayas. The fucking, like, PNG YouTuber guy. Like, it's just, like, you see? PNG avatar. PNG avatar. PNG, well, actually, no. Well, PNG avatar in the thumbnail, but not as a profile picture. This one's probably just some guy who's getting angry about nothing. Oh, look, Sonic Mania is near perfection. What do you have to say about that, Isaias? It's corny too. Yeah. I like Arlo. I've seen that a lot. I mean, I watched that video, so I do like Arlo. But I've seen that a lot. Like, people have been trying to, like, because there is a push. There is a push to shit on people like this, you know? Like, not that guy. I don't know who that guy is, but where is it? Like this. People like this. Like the PNG YouTuber kind of shit. But every time Arlo was brought up, they would go like, Arlo is, pretty, actually Arlo's pretty good. Nathaniel Bandy? Who is that? He's literally in the meme, right? I used to watch him and he became a meme for no reason. I wonder why. Did he say the N-word? Is that why? And the whole Nathaniel B meme. That's where that came from? Excuse me. Huh. Oh, man. How fast can you touch grass in every Sonic game? See, this is like the shit that I was saying. I had talked about this before because Ludwig had said this and I disagree with him. He basically was like, there's a sizable shift in like what YouTube content is now, whereas before it was initially tied to like the personality behind it. Like, oh, I watch Dan TDM because I want to see Dan TDM play this, or like I'm a fan of Captain Sparkles, you know, like you're like a fan of the YouTuber. But now it's almost secondary now like you watch a video of like a YouTuber that you've never seen before, because like in the algorithm, it basically just promotes like gimmick videos, like Ludwig referred to it as premise videos. But I think of it as gimmick videos. Like think of like the Dream 2019 Minecraft speedrun shit, or like this. How fast can you touch grass in every Sonic game? Like stuff where it's like a useless question that nobody cares about, but you're gonna watch it anyway because like, you know, you're eating lunch and you don't want to sit there and be alone with your thoughts, right? So you just like watch like a whatever video like this. Super Mario Odyssey, but with Flood. Like it's always like game and then but with and then insert whatever. Like it's like they're gimmick videos. So literally like the Smash Bros mod that will destroy your Wii. See gimmick video. It's like just useless. Where is it? There's like more. Like if I were to like dig through recommended, I would find it. Like, oh, this game, but this. No, I don't want to watch this. Jesus Christ. Why is it still playing? Look up Nathaniel Bendy Stewie. Let's see. Oh, I've seen this before. It's good. You remember when his profile picture changed? Nathaniel Bandy kind of started the trend, or was that the start?
My God, I haven't seen this one in forever. Look at this, Nathaniel Bandy. Check it out. Oh, what's the matter?
What the hell is that? A killer robot monster?
No, it's Nathaniel Bandy. He's an intended.
I remember that. I remember my friend sending that to me on Instagram. He'd be like, you can collect every coin in Super Mario 3D World. Yeah, you see, like, that stuff is kind of cringe. Like, I don't like that. They're gimmick videos. I feel like it sacrifices the content because, like, now it's way too focused on the gimmick, you know, not, like, actually making an entertaining video. I feel like there's a little bit more pressure when you know that most of your subscribers and or just concurrent viewers are, like, people who, like, watch your videos, like, subscribers. Like, yeah, when... I think it's more accountability when most of your concurrent viewers are subscribers, not just like random viewers who like click on your video because they saw it one day. I feel like it creates a more cohesive internet persona, whereas like everything else is just kind of like the internet persona is second, so it's literally just like white guy with cartoon profile picture, white guy with cartoon profile picture, white guy with cartoon, and that's like it. It's better when it's bad quality. Yeah, I figure that. Look, you see, like, why is it giving me random Ben Shapiro shit? Like, I don't care. I don't like Ben Shapiro at all. The Star Wars tier list. This is one of the last good videos that he ever made. And that was just because he popped off over Revenge of the Sith, and that was kind of cool. Because I thought he wasn't going to like it. But even then, he tried to scrunklify himself. Because he was all like, I know that, you know, not a lot of people like Return of the Jedi, but... It's my favorite. It's my favorite original Star Wars movie. And it just seemed kind of corny, like tongue-in-cheek. To be fair, though, I did do that on one of my streams where I popped off over Spider-Man 3 for like 30 minutes. But that's because that movie is actually based and awesome. And people are stupid and don't like it because they're dumb. Recovering lost pigment. Alright, let's see. What else can we watch? We can watch Hassan and get mad. Hassan being stupid. Let's see. I saw that. I saw somebody on YouTube. She was talking about anti-debate bro stuff. I don't know how many people are gonna care about this, but it does come back to my criticism of Hassan. Hassan is pretty largely anti-debate. So, you know, most of his fans are too, but I saw this woman, she was screaming. She was basically talking about how the debate bro hate is kind of useless because it's like, why are you like they're helping engage with ideas, right? And they help challenge and push back against other people's views that are harmful. Rent free. Who? Hassan? Hassan, I do fucking hate Hassan, and he does live rent free in my head. That's just because I think about how he like poisons the well, basically. He just like, he literally commodified leftist discourse, and like I hate it when Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro did that for the conservative movement. Obviously, I'm gonna fucking hate it when Hassan does it, but it's just hypocritical that Hassan is like basically anti-debate bro, but then as soon as Andrew Tate, all that stuff came out, he wanted to debate him. He literally was like, I'm gonna debate Andrew Tate. It was literally just because he could get clout off of it. But like, I don't know, it was just stupid. Hassan's just annoying, man. Fuck this guy. Why are all his videos like 50 minutes long? See, look, Andrew Tate. Dude, Andrew Tate lives rent-free in this guy's mind. Jesus Christ. Andrew Tate. Where is it? There's Elon. That Elon stuff, I don't rent-free. That's what he'd say. Yeah, nah. And then I'd say, like, fucking, like, kill yourself or something. I'd say something cool. I wouldn't say that, but like I'd say like his hair looks like he trimmed off some Muslim guy's pubes and he glued it to his forehead. Like, look at this shit, dude. Look at this haircut. What kind of garbage is that? Like, he literally has like the fucking Latino haircut, but like the shitty one. It's not even an Edgar. It's like another. It's like look at this, bro. Like, he literally has like a fucking line in his head. His fucking hairline goes like this. He like cupped it around like that. It looks like the wig that we put on my dog, ironically, as a joke for Halloween. But you want to talk about living rent-free? Fucking look at all the Andrew Tate shit that he does. Andrew Tate. Where else? Andrew Tate. Fucking Andrew Tate, right there. Where is it? Where's other stuff? Fucking goddamn. This is, oh yeah, Kanye. A bunch of Kanye shit. Like, he just gets way too much into social politics. Like, what does this have to do about socialism? He's a handsome dude? No, he's not. He's a fucking thick-necked jock. You just, like, look at him. Like, he's literally got, like, retard phrenology. He's got like a jawline and then like a sloped forehead and like his nose is huge and then you see his like sloped lip. Like, this guy, he's not handsome. He's not a handsome guy. Let's see. Let's duplicate. Let's look at Vosh, who's like a good lefty streamer, a good bread tuber. Let's look at the difference between their catalogs. You can tell who's the intellectual ideologue and who's the fucking loser who just like talks about shit. Look, these are debates, and notice the lack of like uploads. Like, they're more spaced out, right? So here's politics shit. Here's Tucker Carlson, right? Here's Ron DeSantis. Here's Andrew Callahan, because the whole thing. Charlie Kirk. Sorry. Look, white guy reacts to what are we doing to white people. Look, intellectual debate right here. This is right here. The topical political debate. Challenging Ben Shapiro on his views. And like, here, let's see. Here, how to do everything. This is him engaging with criticism. There's a little bit of Andrew Tate because obviously he's going to cover it. Like, I don't fault like Hassan for doing anything on Andrew Tate, but when it's like shit like this, when literally every other video is Kanye, Andrew Tate, or Elon, and it's the same video, he says the exact same takes. Like, look at this. Like, Andrew Tate exposed. Andrew Tate is a monster. What is it? How do young men get radicalized? And it's Andrew Tate. It's like, It's literally the same. I disagree, even though I don't like him. No, because my problem with Hassan is that he claims to be like a socialist, and he tries to like get people to be socialist. All he does is do social politics. That's literally all he does. It's just social politics, and I don't care about it. It's like this. That's literally all he does is social politics. He doesn't even cover like political stuff like ever. Like, look, it's just Joe Biden and like Ben Shapiro, and that's like the most political he gets. Maybe if you get lucky, he'll shit on like a tweet that Matt Walsh made, and that's it. Like the Steven Crowder, Matt Walsh shit, like that was literally just a Twitter thread, and that's a 22-minute video. Like, whereas you look at Vosh, he covers a different thing with every single video, like AI art, Elon, Andrew Callahan. Like, it's like they're concise videos. You know, like Vosh, I feel like Vosh does this way better than Hassan. Hassan is just like fucking, obviously this is a clip channel, right? I mean, I don't think he has that much control over this, but like, I just feel like Hassan's just like literally pop politics for losers. Like for like, I don't like the fact that his fans are people who are just listening to only Hassan, and then just like, that's it. Like, that's all they listen to. It's like, because he's just doing like surface level liberal takes. That's all it is. It's just like social liberalism. That's all this is. It's like there's no like socialism or like, because he claims to be a socialist, right? So, but there's none of that here. Oh, and this video is so fucking funny. God. He literally does the thing that conservatives do in this video. It's so fun. He does cover political stuff. He has very long streams. These are just the clips. All right, well, let's look at his Twitch then, right? Let's look at his Twitch VODs. Let's see what his presence is on there. And it's also his streams are like 12-hour nothing streams of just him like talking in a really long. Hey, look, there's Hassan. And he's live right now. I'm not gonna watch it though. Fuck, I don't want to watch you. I don't want to watch you live. Jesus Christ. Can I just look at your catalog? All right. Paul Pelosi, gay lover. Is that political? You say us? Would you say that Paul Pelosi, gay lover, attack vid release? Memphis police to release the body cam footage of tyranny, like that. Would you say that that's political?
I hear them.
Would you say that that's a nuanced that's a nuanced take on how to do socialism or something like that? Like, it's just like, I just don't like Hassan. I don't like how like simple his shit is. All right, let's see. Andrew Tate, look, fucking. Oh no, but these are clips, so I guess I give him a pass on that one. Like, look at this. News Lord, React Lord. Andrew Tate. Like, right there. You see? Like, God, man. It just seems very, I don't know. It seems like he's kind of commodifying socialism a little bit. It feels a little gross. And I don't want to sound like fucking, like what's that guy name? DJ Mule. He's like that weird leftist who like likes to gatekeep leftism, and he sounds like a sicko. He's just a loser. Cause like, I'm fine with people like on BreadTube. Like, I'm fine with engaging with social politics. Personally, I don't care. Cause like, I feel like it doesn't achieve anything. I've watched him before. Who, DJ Mule? Cause you know he's bad, right? You know, he's like a weirdo. If you mean DJ Mule. Adopt a leftist aesthetic and podcast for a lot of money. Live the capitalist life. Laugh in private at how utterly dumb and deluded your fans are. That's true, though. That's like low-key kind of true. Well, IDK. Do you mean DJ Mule? Like, that dude, that fucking video that he made, that jerk-off documentary he made on his own success, where he literally tries to imply that he was like a homegrown channel when he literally got his entire start from the Young Turks, used that to leverage a platform off of that, then sucked off Destiny for like 4 years before just like doing a Joseph Stalin and erasing him out of his life completely. And then he started like collaborating with like fucking brain dead Twitch streamers, like just random Hassan, the leftist political guy, he collaborated with Pokimane or something. Like fucking who cares, man? Like it's just like stupid. It just feels gross to me. It just like I don't know, like it just seems like, why are you getting socialism takes from this guy when he's just like a very obviously a vapid idiot. I mean, even in that video, he literally just like acknowledges that that the criticism he gets is that he's a bimbo and an idiot who doesn't know anything, and he just glosses over it. Like he doesn't respond to the criticism. He just says that he ignores it. It's like so he's not even denying what they're saying. Like I don't know, it just seems it's just kind of cringe, man. But yeah, so Vosh I feel like is a lot better. It's hard to make takes like this though, like choosing leftist political commentators. I would want to watch Sneeko versus Critical, but I think you can get banned for showing Sneeko. Shit, yeah, I don't want to risk that. That's probably why there's nobody talking about Sneeko, other than like mentioning his name. Which apparently, did you know that Sneeko's old videos were good? I didn't even. I don't know. Like again, don't clip that, and be like, yeah, I've never seen it, but I saw a Sunny V2 video, and like he said something about how like Sneeko's old videos were generally well liked. They had a very stylish editing style or something, but then he went full Nazi. So I don't know if you heard anything about that. He says. But yeah, like I prefer Vosh. I feel like if you want to like get like good political talks, there's so many better content creators. There's Bo the Fifth Column. There's Brian Tyler Cohen. There's Vosh. There's Xander Hall. Xander Hall's pretty cool. Who else? Who else is there? I mean, I guess Destiny, but he kind of makes shitty takes now. So I wouldn't really say him. And he's a sock dem. He's not really a socialist. There's Second Thought. Second Thought's really good. Second Thought literally explains like Christianity and leftism, and like explains how like leftism and Christianity aren't mutually exclusive, and in fact the idea that most Christians are evangelicals is a modern thing that happened. That was a good video. I like that. But yeah, like just like go watch those guys. Brian Tyler Cohen is cool because like he's a part of the upper political establishment kind of, but like he still speaks his mind. But he essentially like is able to interview people that are cool. Like he interviews Bernie Sanders every other week. So like it's not like him going through like tweets and stuff. Like a fucking Hassan who literally doesn't leave his room and doesn't do anything. Like he's literally the richest leftist political screamer, and he doesn't fucking canvass for Democrats at all. He doesn't do anything. He literally does nothing. He just sits in his room and just like yells at people online. But like meanwhile, you get like Brian Tyler Cohen, who's like out there interviewing experts and like extracting shit from them, like extracting like expert analysis of like legal breakdowns and shit. Like yeah, no, Brian Tyler Cohen's like where I go for like my establishment political news. Like if I want to see like what the Democrat Party is doing and what they're thinking, I watch Brian Tyler Cohen. Cause like he's one of the like upper pundits, but like he's not like biased and gross. All right, BRB. Before you go, actually, I'll wait for you to come back, cause it's gonna be delayed, so you're already left. How the left made Andrew Tate more popular. I feel like this is probably gonna be accurate. This is gonna be cool. Or not accurate. What the fuck? This is gonna be pretty thought provoking, but it's 49 minutes. I'm not gonna watch that. The Andrew Callahan shit was so fucking funny because it keeps coming back to Hassan, right? But it literally, like, as soon as Hassan had him on stream and was like, mwah, 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 and like kissed his ass and was talking about how his HBO special was so good. It was so good. I love All Gas No Break. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Literally kissing his ass. Had him sitting right next to him, like live streaming with them. He like literally like the day after it came out that Andrew Callahan was like a huge sexual assault, like serial sexual assaulter. He's like a disgusting, deplorable guy. I don't know. I just think it's really funny that Hassan's judgment is literally like sucking off Andrew Callahan, and then immediately came out as like a skeevy, like basically just like rapist, like mass rapist. Like you can't make that shit up, dude. Like, and I'm surprised that nobody's dunking on him for that. I mean, maybe there's some added context that I don't know, but like, low-key, I think what's happening is that Hassan is doing that shit that he does with transgender people, where he literally bans them or like ignores them if they contradict him. He does that to trans people, by the way. He fucking bans trans people from his stream for disagreeing with him on trans issues. So if you didn't know that Hassan was a hypocrite, well, if you were skeptical on it, I'm back. So what do you mean by they were okay? He says, like, who? Also, do you mean like DJ Mule, like that you watch him? Because I actually would be kind of okay with watching DJ Mule. Something that stuck in my head a lot when I saw DJ Mule is like when Vosh said that Lenin would have him killed. I think it kind of stuck in my head because like it makes me think about how like leftism, the dichotomy between like having to like curate your base intellectually in order to have like a good environment for discussion, especially amongst leftism, which is like a coalition of ideas, right? Which I've said before. Like obviously you have to discriminate or discern good and bad ideas, you know, discern who's acting in good faith and who's acting in bad faith to like have a good discussion. And Vosh has said this himself, where the marketplace of ideas cannot thrive unless there's some regulation, right? Because there has to be bad ideas. You have to like there's bad ideas in everything, right? So you have to engage with them and be like, no, that's a bad idea. But and obviously if you don't root those out, then they're gonna just dominate the entire discussion. But it goes hand in hand with the fact that like you also need to get people on board with your movement. So I think that's like the hardest thing with leftism, because leftism has a bunch of like internal discourse and discussion over everything. So it's really hard to get new people to go in because like, you know, as a casual leftist or as like a newcomer to the movement, it's really confusing to tell what takes are good takes. But yeah, DJ Mule is like, fuck, man. He's just like one of those like intellectual, like pretentious guys who like tries to gatekeep leftism, and he just like a lot of his posts are cope posting. Is that DJ Mule? I guess maybe he deleted his channel. That's pretty cool. He literally looks like Dr. Eggman, which is pretty funny. I'm gonna watch this video later. That's cool. Alright, let's see. What is there to watch? I guess I didn't even watch a Hassan video. I should watch the Ukraine one. The only issue with that is like his Ukraine takes are so bad that they're literally like borderline far right pro-Russia takes. Like they're like the shittiest takes ever. It's like what I said before. He's literally doing what he accuses of conservatives of doing, where he basically finds like fiscal issues as like tied together when they're really not correlated at all. Like he saw a thing about Ukraine where it was like, oh, Ukraine's getting tanks or whatever, but then like he read it and he was like, oh, we're never getting free healthcare. Like he was literally trying to blame Ukraine for not having free healthcare. Like what kind of take is that, man? So like I don't know, like it's just kind of goofy that someone who's a self-described socialist would have a take like that, or a leftist even. He literally fucking defends Russia. Like, it's like he talks about how Russian access to the Black Sea is like a historical precedent when it's not true at all. Russia, like literally when it started, it was Petrograd. It was Muscovy. It was like literally inland. It wasn't if anything, you says enemy of the international community. So I have a video to watch. It's a bad video. All right, well, lay it on me. But I want to talk about this first.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, who set to visit the White House and address Congress today.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is on his way there.
That was
right
cool.
now. It's his first
He literally addresses Congress and he like basically tells them to get their act together. That was cool.
trip since
This,
Russia
that Sonic
invaded
animation I told you about, where every voice line is taken from a game.
Ukraine almost a year ago. This was back in February.
Well, oh yeah, what I was gonna say, he basically he was defending the Russian invasion of Crimea because he was talking about how Russian access to the Black Sea is like something about like how it was a national. It was a historical precedent, and it's like a huge part of Russia's national interest. Or so. Basically, he was saying that Russia has historical claim to the area, but it's like if you think about it, Ukraine is like an offshoot of the what was it called, the Duchy of Kiev or something like that. What was it? The Kievan Rus. That's what it's called. The Kievan Rus is literally the beginning of Ukraine. It's like the first independent Ukrainian state. And that was literally right there on the Black Sea. Like, right there. Like, it literally owned Crimea at one point. So, like, if anything, Ukrainians were there first. If you want to talk, first of all, it's a benign point because it's like, or not a benign, it's a moot point because it's like, why are you defending Russia for literally invading a sovereign country? But it's also like, even if we're going to go by your weird historical Nazi level take of like literally, oh, Nazi Germany had a claim to Austria, like that level take, it's not even correct. Like, it's not even right, you know? Like, by his own logic, Ukraine owns that, like, has historical claim to that territory.
A surprise visit Tuesday with soldiers in the frontline city of Bakhmut.
It's just so stupid.
To
Banal, that's the take. It's just such a banal.
The visit comes as lawmakers are preparing to pass a federal spending plan that includes about $40 billion in direct aid to Ukraine, and that he plans to provide Ukraine with training and the use of.
Zelensky is a clown. See, that guy's a Hassan chatter. See, Zelensky, the guy who stayed in his country when it was getting invaded. That guy's a clown. Really, bruh? How is he a clown? He literally, like, his country got invaded, and they were like, "Hey, bro, you want to escape, and get refuge?" And he said no. He literally said no, and then did everything he can to campaign for his country and to get foreign aid. And he's literally leading his country to like this implausible victory over a mechanized military force from Russia. Like, how is he a clown, dude? He's probably one of the best world leaders we currently have. Like, it's just stupid.
Advanced system capable of shooting.
That's the level of intellectual. That's the level of intelligence that Hassan fans are.
Like Russia gonna learn today why Americans don't have healthcare meme is so real. It is.
See, that shit, dude, that pissed me off when I saw that. It's so real, dude. Shut up.
The most real joke that's not really a joke out there. I swear to God, we are never getting any amenities.
Why does it matter? How does sending foreign aid to Ukraine restrict free health? Dude, that's literally a Republican level take. That's like conservatives talking about fiscal responsibility when they're like, well, we can't give free healthcare because we need to allocate funding to the border wall. Like that's literally the same level of the American government has like billions of dollars of surplus a year. That's literally the $50 billion of funds that they send over to Ukraine is like nothing. It's a drop in a bucket. That's literally as much money as they allocated to the Affordable Care Act. Like, you're gonna talk about healthcare? That's literally the same amount of money that the American government spends on there. It's not enough. I certainly agree that it's not enough. But you can't just come out here saying that the United States government, because it sent like a tiny section of military surplus, stuff that they already had that they weren't gonna use before. You can't just like come out and say like, oh, just because they sent them literal garbage like that we wipe our boots with, we're never gonna get healthcare. That's not what that is. Why are you trying to blame Ukraine for the United States government corruption? Like what are you doing, man?
Okay, it's just not happening.
You keep not happening. Shut up, man.
Ukraine is. I don't know how, like to what extent should our help comprise of, like what should.
You know why he's saying that? Because he doesn't want to admit that he's pro-Russia. He's pro-Russia. I mean, he's Turkish, dude. There's no way that he's not pro-Russia.
We be doing. We've given billions. Like almost $100 billion worth of arsenal, and
that's nothing. And not only that, but the $100 billion worth of that, like literally, what are they gonna turn guns into pills? Like that's all. That was pre-existing surplus. That was pre-existing surplus that has nothing to do with the amount of money that the government can allocate to healthcare. Like the Some More News put it best. We made up money. We literally made it up. It's a thing that isn't real. It's an abstract idea that we like came up with in our heads, and we ascribed artificial value to it. Especially now when the money isn't backed by anything. I'm not being like a libertarian where we should return to the gold standard or anything like that. But I'm just saying that like the money that the United States government could spend $2 trillion on like climate change reform, and like it would do nothing. Nothing would happen. The only reason why the budget is a problem is because Republicans make it a problem. God, man, I fucking hate Hassan.
It doesn't seem like it's gonna stop.
It's military surplus. You blanked out. Basically, it's just me getting mad at Hassan for being an idiot. It's like, how it is military surplus, literally equipment that we already had, that we already spent money on manufacturing. How does that apply to healthcare funds? How are those correlated? They're not. It's money. It's literally equipment that would have gone to waste anyway. He's a leftist. Hassan is a leftist. He's like pro decreasing the military budget. If anything, this is better because it gets rid of the surplus that was literally just like rotting away in storage facilities. Like, God, he's just such an idiot.
It's not gonna stop. But hey, we had already bought those weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, you see, that's literally what it said.
Go somewhere. The MIC needs to make money.
So he acknowledges a take. It literally disproves everything he said, and he just doesn't say anything. What? He literally disproves himself and then just moves on.
It's been 300 days since Russia began its invasion of Ukraine, and relentless bombings have plunged much of the country into
look, it's costing USA peanuts to defeat their biggest enemy. It's USA's interest to fuck Russia as much as possible. Literally couldn't have said it better himself. This is one of those few times where the United States is the good guy. This is one of those very, very few times when that happens. And not only that, it's one of the few times when national interests align with very real morality. Like, the Ukrainian crisis, as bad as it is, it's one of the few times where like it's actually like the United States and leftists are on the same side. Tell me when you start talking about cartoons or video games. Man, we spent the entire first hour of the stream talking about it. I feel like now I should have the freedom to talk about my political takes now. It's one of the few times where like the United States is doing something that's actually moral.
From American lawmakers, but American people, American government.
Like, God, fucking leftists just find like everything to bitch about, and it's people like Hassan, man. It's like it's woke cells. That's literally what it is. It's people like Hassan who just want to like have their whatever hot take, like the United States deserve 9/11 type shit that he said, which is a real thing that he said. I know, I'm just kidding. I know, man. but it's a real thing, by the way, that Hassan said that 9/11 was deserved by the U.S. And then when he got in trouble for saying that, he pussied out and was like, but I actually meant that the United States foreign policy said that because United States foreign policy created the Mujahideen, which later led to the rise of the Taliban, and so that's what led to the rise of Al Qaeda, because Osama bin Laden got Pakistani funds, and then he did 9/11, and we deserve it. Like he didn't say that though. What he originally said was America deserved 9/11, and that's all he said. And his fans don't think that. His fans don't have nuance. They've never heard of the word nuance, so they just hear what he said, download it into their brains, and that's just what their opinion is. Like that's it. That's literally every fucking Hassan fan. It's just like downloading all the stupid catchphrase politics that he makes up, and they're just like, "Yep, that's my opinion now." Like when Hassan went on that whole rant when he was talking about Dan Crenshaw and how he got his literally a war veteran in Iraq, how he got his eye hole. What did he say? His eye hole fucked by a mujahideen, a brave mujahideen soldier. It's like, dude, come on. That guy was a partisan fighter in Iraq. He was probably like what? It's just stupid. Like why do you have to? There's a lot of things that you can make fun of Dan Crenshaw for, but like going for his military service and like trying to shit on him for being a veteran. This is why fucking conservatives hate leftists. It's shit like that. It's like insensitive shit that makes us look like the goddamn bad guys. Like, I swear to God, like Hassan is just so like just such an asshole, and he's so mean that he literally turns people off of the ideology.
Complex is so powerful that like motherfuckers that work for it are on TV every goddamn day telling you like we have to spend another $100 billion on making new weapons and then giving it away. Like,
what's your problem with that, man? We have to help Ukraine. Like what? Dude, that was such a stupid way of saying it. Like we have to help Ukraine, but we do. It's like, and if experts are saying that, like I get it, right? Especially like 30 years in after the war on terrorism, useless war after useless war, pundits and experts coming on talking about increasing funding for the military and this and that, and the military industrial complex is a very real thing that causes problems. But like, again, why is he trying to use it as an excuse to just not help Ukraine? Like he's just like, fuck Ukraine then, because I don't like them, and I'm also tacitly pro-Russia, for some reason. Like, God.
We have to. There is no instance where like this is happening for like healthcare in a similar vein, and that is not an accident.
See, that's a fair, this is a fair assessment that he makes.
Just by design.
American people are prepared to have us.
But like, why is he hyper fixating on it? Like, and Hassan always does this. It's never enough. It's never good enough. He can't take a fucking victory whenever it happens. Like, dude, as a leftist, you kind of have to accept the fact that we're kind of on the back burner, man. Like, you have to take the victories where you can get them. If you keep bitching and whining about healthcare constantly and trying to like blame Ukraine for not having healthcare, you come off as like you scare off liberals. You literally scare them off.
Stand up to bullies. Stand up for freedom. That's
and look, you see like Hassan or his Hassan chat. Like, look, they're just all like fucking like just like brainless idiots.
we are as Americans.
So many dead innocent Russians and Ukrainians. So many dead. Why are you? What is that?
We've
That's
never
exactly
done that.
What we've done.
My favorite is when a Republican's like, all this money to you. That is not an accident. That is just by design.
American people are prepared to have us stand up to bullies, stand up for freedom. That's who we are as Americans.
We've never done that.
Yes, we have. And first of all, who's we, man? Who's like? I'm sorry to pull the fucking foreign national card, but like, dude, you're from Turkey. Like, you aren't. Like, again, we've never done that, dude. Even fucking World War II, like the Nazis. And again, I don't want to come off as pro-America because I'm not. I'm a leftist, man. Like I'm not like pro like oh I'll suck America. I'll suck America's dick. Like I'm pro Biden, like shit like that. But like he just comes off as such an asshole, man. He's like, oh, we've never done that. Like, yes, we have, man. What do you think the Cold War was like? Yes, the Cold War had a lot of American exploitation, American imperialism. And a lot of like third world countries getting fucked under the guise of stopping communism. I agree. I mean, I'm Latin. I'm Latino. I literally see like countries where my fellow Latinos are getting fucked in the ass by American businesses be under the guise of like toppling communist regimes. But it's also just like again, who's we? Like, Jesus Christ, man.
Favorite is when a Republican's like, all this money to Ukraine, we could have finished the border wall. What are you gonna do with the border wall, bro? Boof.
Dude, that's literally the exact same take that Hassan just made. That's literally what I said he was doing. Where it's like, all this money to Ukraine, we're never gonna get healthcare, man. It's literally the exact same rhetorical, it's the exact same narrative. The exact same thing. It's just you eke out border wall with healthcare. And yeah, healthcare is objectively more useful than the fucking border wall, but it's still the exact same rhetorical rhetoric. It's the same rhetorical device. It's the same, like, basically tacitly blaming Ukraine for stealing funds for a program that the funds weren't even allocated there to begin with.
Gonna sit on the border wall? Fuck the border wall, motherfucker. I want health care, bitch.
Look, you see, he's even acknowledging it.
Student loan debt relief. What the is wrong with you, dummies?
And the student loan debt relief is getting blocked by SCOTUS, man. It's not Ukraine's fault.
Dude, I want trains, motherfucker. I want like better logistics.
Yeah, car-centric infrastructure. God, I hate these ads, man. I don't care about TurboTax.
With the help of a TurboTax expert?
Feels pretty good.
I don't pay my taxes, so. Nah, I'm joking. I'm 17, so I don't have taxes. I'm 17 and make under what was the threshold, like 7,000 a year, so I don't have to pay taxes.
Emergency repairs, and the light will remain and prevail over the darkness. Thank you for being here, Mr. President. We're going to stand with you.
Vladimir Putin is the worst motherfucker on the planet for this. If you want to get mad, a lot of you get mad at like fucking Zelensky or whatever, some leftists will. But the main fucking person, the reason why you have to fucking watch like American dollars get funneled into Ukraine with weapons that are untraceable is Vladimir Putin. That's the real reason, motherfucker.
It's just such a shithead take. Like, why are you making this take? Why do you have to, instead of being like, we should get mad at Vladimir Putin because he literally fucking invaded another country and caused the deaths of children, women and children, and just like innocent people, literally causing their deaths for no reason other than, the historic claim to the Black Sea, as Hassan likes to put it. That's what you want to get mad at him for helping the United States government get rid of a surplus that was just going to go to waste anyway, that they probably just would have shipped over to like some military auxiliary garrison in like Iraq or something, where they would just shoot like some random Muslim kid in the face with it. Like, I feel like this is an objectively better use of, like, basically just, why is he turning this into an issue? Why is he finding a problem with this? Why is Putin the bad guy for making America look good, when instead of Putin being the bad guy for literally killing people? Like, it's just such a telling thing with Hassan, that his first concern isn't the humanitarian crisis that's literally happening right as we speak, and it's politics. It's literally politics. See, he's like the same. He's like the same person that he makes fun of, like the same soulless politician who doesn't give a shit about the working class or the common guy, and he just cares about the politics and the optics. Like, that's all it is. Hassan doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't care. He just views you as a fucking tool for his platform.
America, people
Straight
who
up.
do so much for Ukraine. I am thankful.
Oh, I'm living rent free in his head, bro. Rent free, man. Fucking God. He's just such a shithead. He's incapable of engaging with takes in good faith too.
for all of this. I am
I love motherfuckers still be like, oh, it's because of NATO cornering Russia. There was no fucking reason, dude. Shut the fuck up.
See, why is he mixing good takes with bad takes? Like, yeah, that's true.
Like, I agree with NATO cornering Russia. Okay, that is a real thing that was happening. But that's fucking the response is insane. Like, Russia's response is what? To galvanize NATO?
Yeah, you see, that's true. And as a guy who's like as a leftist, I'm generally opposed to NATO as a concept. But I understand like the material conditions. You know, hey, it's socialist vocabulary right there. But the material conditions as right now literally require the need for NATO, and it's been proven. Excuse me. It's been proven now. I mean, China was already like starting to get on our ass, right? And I do think China and Russia are like a big threats to democracy. And, you know, as a socialist, democracy is crucial for establishing socialism. There's no... Socialism isn't going to get established in China or Russia. So, like, if Russia and China start like a global homogeny, the socialism's dead. It's literally dead. All leftism it's over. It's literally game over. Because, like, they're going to fucking kill everybody who opposes them. And they're going to prop up far-right regimes. Could die. That's my uneducated take. Wait, what do you mean could die? But yeah, they just prop up. They do literally what Russia was doing, where they were propping up far right regimes like Donald Trump and fuck, what's that guy from Hungary? What's his name? Well, Erdogan, that guy from Turkey. God, there's the Hungary guy. What's the guy from Hungary? The president. No, not Bolsonaro. What the fuck? That's the former Brazilian president. God, what's his name? What's his name? This is such a stupid... Viktor Orban. That guy. That which is what they had been doing. They were propping up far-right regimes, and then, like, basically just trying to kill leftism because leftism is generally opposed to autocracy, right? But, like, yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, we wouldn't need NATO because there would, you know, as a socialist, there would be no borders or anything like that. Everybody would live in harmony and peace, and there would be no nation. But, like, that's not gonna happen. So our best chance is getting like NATO. And I think my comments aren't posting. Oh, okay. What did you say? Before then? Before you said could die? But yeah, like we literally need NATO. We need NATO and we need the EU because it literally enforces the UN's not going to do it. The UN hasn't enforced national sovereignty since it was conceived. It did nothing. I mean, look at the stuff that was happening in Serbia and Kosovo. They literally just did stern acts, as Armchair Historian put it, stern acts of finger wagging. It took NATO literally bombing the shit out of Serbia to get Kosovo to be independent. Like, we need NATO. It's because, and this proves it. It's, yeah, like you could get mad at Putin all you want for ruining your little political take or whatever, but ultimately, people like me were right. We needed NATO. We needed a strong Western bloc against Russia. It's just what we need currently. It's the same logic as Hassan saying social democracy now and socialism later. Like, we need to acknowledge the reality of the world as it currently is. And we can't just get rid of NATO. We can't. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing that's feasible. And the NATO and EU and just further what he would call American hegemony, we currently need it because it's the only chance we have at achieving leftism. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that America is doing imperialism everywhere. But I'm sorry. The other option currently is just give it to China or Russia. So better, I'm sorry, but yeah, better us than them. But he can't see that because he's just like an ideologue. But even then, like he just makes like shithead takes he finds on like whatever message boards he reads or whatever the hell he gets his news. He basically just copy pastes that into his brain, deletes all nuance and all reality, and then just. And then, you know, because I'm under the impression that Hassan is a he's a grifter. At the very least, he's socially conservative, or more socially conservative than he lets on. And because he's like he's an egotist. He's so far up his own ass that, you know, there's no way that he could be a full-on leftist. So like he has to have some socially conservative values. I mean, the dude literally grew up in Turkey. Like, he's not gonna be that far left.
Legitimize their position. Good job. Very cool. There is no leftist position on Russia. If you are defending Russia in any meaningful capacity, you are not a leftist. Like, you're just not.
Yeah.
You're right. NATO does corner Russia. So I'm glad that fucking Russia gave them good reason for that. In the eyes of the entire fucking planet. That was really cool when they did that. They're not
See,
even
he's like being
fucking
salty.
people that support Russia
He's being salty about it.
are just
Something
dinguses.
that will strengthen our air defense
Yeah,
significantly.
I agree with them there, though. Yeah, no leftist can be pro-Russia. It's just not a thing. And that's how you out them. The ones that were pro-Russia because they were anti-American imperialism, those are fucking tankies. And you knew it all along. It outed so many of them. But yeah, no, you can't be a leftist and be pro-Russia or pro-China. You can't. I'm sorry. You just can't.
This is a very important step.
There is no like ML position on Russia. It's just like anti-America, I guess, which is fine. I am too.
We
But
would be able to deprive.
That you see how he adds a little you know, anti-America. Yeah, I mean, I'm anti-American. I fucking yeah, like I don't like the stuff that this country does, but I'm sorry, it's just not good mentally to like just think every day, you know, you're like eating your bowl of cereal and it's just like in your head like fucking politics and just all that shit, you know. Sometimes you just got to take what you can get, man. I'm sorry. I just think like that's the best political advice anybody's ever going to tell you, you know. I think he's a social conservative because he exhibits some jockish bullying and maybe edginess. Yeah. No, I agree with you, Sales. I mean, that's you were the first one to say it, so I'm kind of stealing your take from you. But yeah, no, he has to be socially conservative, or at least a little bit more than he's letting on, because like, and even the way that he treats trans people, he treats them with like disgust, and he like doesn't like it when textbook social conservative shit, doesn't like it when people have opposing viewpoints. He can't engage with criticism on good faith. Socially, he's edgy, was come off as a bit right wing, but I wouldn't say conservative. That's why I said he might be a little bit more conservative than what he's letting on. I don't think he's like hardcore conservative, but I do think that he's like definitely putting on an act in front of the camera.
you're so anti-America that you're like pro-Russia. That's weird.
Yeah,
But
I
chatter
see
that
that
asks,
right
what's your
there.
proposal to end NATO expansionism? It's over. It's done. If you have any kind of
See, it's done. Yeah, nah, I agree. I would, and this is gonna be my one liberal take for the evening, but I'm actually kind of glad that Sweden and Finland are joining NATO. I think it's a good thing, objectively, just because like, I'm sorry, but because we don't live in a world, I would love to live in that world, man, where there's just no need for NATO or defense pact because everybody lives in harmony or whatever the fuck. But I'm sorry, we need NATO. It's just a thing that we need, especially right now. All we need is like Finland, Sweden join NATO. You know, basically checkmates Russia, and then you know that stops the second Cold War from happening. And I saw Bo of the Fifth Column, who, after saying that, Bo of the Fifth Column is the most fucking based leftist pundit ever. Like that. Like if you want to get a good take, go to Bo of the Fifth Column. That guy, everything he says is it's perfect. That don't get your takes from Hassan or even Vosh. Get them from Bo of the Fifth Column. That guy's so good, man. But anyways, he essentially just was talking about how Russia at this point has already lost. Even if they somehow hold territory, which it looks like they're not, if they somehow hold territory in Ukraine, they've already lost the larger war. And I think that's comforting because I remember at the onset of the Ukraine war, they were like, this is the start of the second Cold War. This is really bad, guys. But Russia made such a fool of themselves and alienated themselves so badly that it's over. They're just not, they have no soft power. All of their Central Asia and Caucasian and Eastern European prospects are done. They all either moved to China or just became independent. That it's over. It's over for Russia. At least for another 20 years. They're done. They're just there's no more soft power left. Especially, I know it's a little bit too early to call it right now, but it's the truth. I'm sorry, but it's just it's done, man. They can't. What are they gonna do after this? They can maybe try and use their soft power to like twist Belarus's arm into like rejoining them or something, but that's way too much, man. If they won in Ukraine, maybe, but they didn't. That's just not the reality that we're living in. So, yeah, no, Russia's fucked. It's over. Now it's just on to China.
Ideas. If you have any kind of belief system that NATO's expansionism is going to end in any meaningful capacity, you're out of your mind. It's done. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
and it's literally Vladimir Putin's fault.
And the United
What else are they
States
going to
will
expand to,
help
bro?
us to defend our values and
Well, they could change it into the overall some cool shit like NATO Pacific Defense Treaty. I don't know, North or just like Atlantic Pacific Defense Treaty, something like that. I don't know. And then get Japan and Australia in. That would be, and South Korea and Taiwan. That would be kind of cool. That would be a little. I mean, again, liberal take, but I mean, because like why is he fundamentally opposed to NATO as a concept? I feel like, you know, he's trying to approach this as like a leftist when, I'm sorry, foreign policy from like a leftist perspective just isn't viable at the moment. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's what I said. It's you can campaign and like lobby for like them to fucking ban NATO or American imperialism. It's just not gonna happen. So what's the next best thing? Well, just, you know, like try and get as many allies as possible, because at the very least we're at least optically defending democracy, right? So because there are very real threats to democracy like China and Russia and Iran and Saudi Arabia, and now it seems like Israel, that we need to like actually like put up a solid stance against. You know, we have to, like, I'm sorry, but NATO is necessary now, especially for shit like China, when they could very easily trigger a third world war. I would love to have a leftist take on this, man. I would love to be anti-American imperialism and to advocate for the dissolution of NATO, but that's just not. It's just not the reality anymore. So it's just kind of banal to just constantly bitch and whine about it.
and independent. Everything.
People are so funny when they say, "Why doesn't the CIA execute Vladimir Putin?" Why? Why would the American State Department destroy their greatest gift giver? Vladimir Putin is literally the absolute greatest gift to the United States of America, dude. They're sitting around counting their fucking dollar bills going, "Oh, thank God, dude. Oh my God, it's so sick. It's so fucking good that he's doing this." Oh,
yeah.
It's
Military-industrial
so
complex
good.
loves
the
an
NATO
enemy.
position now is so strengthened that it's not even a position. It's just.
God, I hate
This
ads.
planet's our only home, but we're not treating it that way.
And I'm scared to
That's
sign
it.
in.
Putin thought he would weaken NATO. Instead, he strengthened NATO. I've once said
That's
to
right.
him that we talk about the
What does he eat?
one
What the fuck is he eating? Like, is that oatmeal or like chicken? What is he eating?
Europe end up being divided. And instead, what did he do? He produced a more united Europe with Sweden and Finland joining.
It's so funny because there's a double whammy.
Just screw Turkey, man. Turkey has been blocking their entry into NATO for the last 12 months. That's ridiculous. That is absurd. Like, God, man, fuck Erdogan. I really hope he loses in 2023. Well, I guess this year, right? I hope he loses in July to those elections. We get someone like a Moglu or like the CHP back in power. Like, we get rid of him, man. God.
I mean, like, he overextended in a way that also made it very obvious to every fucking country, the remaining countries of the Baltic, that like they don't need to be afraid of Russian ground invasion either. That was the funniest way to fucking go into all-out war. Because like it was over. Oh, they were like, oh my God, they can't even fucking invade Ukraine. It's done. Of course we'll join NATO. Not afraid. Dog, hundreds of thousands of people have died. Dude, Russia has shown that they are completely incapable
that was a
of
shithead take.
overtaking Ukraine, which I already had said was going to be impossible regardless of how much help they were getting from fucking NATO.
It is their children. I think that is the main thing what I can wish you. And of course, to be together with us.
Oh my God, look at this, man. Because he's trained his audience to... I want to see his response to his friend getting exposed. Oh yeah, that would be kind of cool. But let me just complain about this real quick and then we can watch that. Yeah, leftist chatter supporting NATO and the arms industry. See, this is the shit that Hassan has like groomed his audience into thinking. And I say groom, not in like the weird, gross pedophile way. I mean groom like he trained them. He literally brainwashed them into like just foregoing all nuance. It's like literally just like a shithead like pseudo leftist take to like gatekeep leftism and to like imply that like you're not a real leftist because you support NATO, or like because not even supporting NATO, it's like nuanced. It's a nuanced thing that we're not supporting NATO, where I'm trying to like support the fucking spread and protection of democracy. Like it would have been like the same thing had like China invaded Taiwan or something. Like I'm not supporting NATO. I'm trying to like support like democracy and national self-determination. It's nuanced. It's NATO and my interests align for once. It's the one of the first and only times that has ever happened. But yeah, the military-industrial complex for once did something that was right. But they can't acknowledge it because they forego all any sense of nuance at all. And as for that response to Andrew Callahan getting exposed, he literally doesn't even acknowledge it. I remember seeing that video. It's literally just like, look, like how he doesn't talk about it. He just like bitches and whines about Andrew Tate, completely ignores that his look. Here's him defending Andrew Callahan right here. Lib NPR interviewer attacks Andrew Callahan. Look, here's him on the stream. Andrew Callahan is back. Oh my God. Mwah, mwah,
Returning
mwah,
guest.
mwah, mwah. Look. Andrew is such a hard-hitting journalist. Dude doesn't take no for an answer. That's pretty funny. I don't know if that's ironic or not. If it's not ironic, oh man, that's so funny. He doesn't take no for an answer. Get it? Because he does statutory rape and also a lot of molestation. And like, man, he's just such a fucked up guy. But yeah, here's him kissing Andrew Callahan's ass. And where is it? How is there not a solid push against Hassan? God, I just hate this guy so much. I want to watch a more concise clip. Look.
A lot of people have been saying
it's him malding.
Cover the Andrew Callahan allegations. Cover the Andrew Callahan allegations. I found out about them like briefly.
He literally starts coping.
I didn't look that deeply into it because, for me specifically, it was my day off, so I have no idea what was going on. I have looked into it since then a little bit and gotten additional details.
Is he gonna spell
Ethan as well. And from what I understand, there was one person who came out and originally said, and I don't know where to go for this right now. Andrew Callahan of Channel 5 is who I'm talking about. There was H Production subreddit. Okay, there was one person who came out and originally made statements about Andrew, stating that I think he
wait, so did it get proved he did it?
pressured her to have
Yeah,
sex with.
he actually admitted to it. He admitted that he did it. And he admitted to a bunch of counts of it. So I think like a lot of the more specific ones, like him at his school doing it and stuff, I think he admitted to those too. So yeah, it's been proven. Destiny tried to dispel. He tried to like cast doubt on it. And honestly, I kind of agree with the way that he was taking it. just because the initial TikTok call out post, which is such a stupid thing to say, the girl was very condescending, and she was like, I don't have to provide receipts. And if you think that you need receipts, that says a lot about you as a person. It just seemed very condescending for someone to ask for proof when an allegation like this could literally ruin your life. It can, and it has ruined people's lives. I feel like if you're gonna like come out and do something that big, you have to have proof. I'm sorry, but you need to. You as the this is literally in like United States law, legal code. As the prosecution, you have the burden of proof. You have to prove it. And you can't just like accuse people. This is why people don't take these allegations seriously ever, because now there's just a culture of, well, I don't need to show proof. Yes, you do. You do need to show proof. There was this guy named Nairo. What did he do? But anyways, yeah, like you need to show proof. I'm sorry, and there were other victims too. It wasn't just her. So now you're like basically making your case more vulnerable than it needs to be, or than it should be. Rather, it's irresponsible. It's irresponsible to not show proof, especially when you have other people depending on you to like call this guy out, and nobody's gonna take it seriously if there's no evidence, especially not law enforcement. So like it just seems like you were literally kneecapping yourself.
With him, the first ever allegation was, I never actually saw the first accusation. Like I don't know what the first one was, but I only saw that I saw a compilation of like people saying, oh, he's a bad guy and here's why. And it was like this compilation that I saw that I thought was a little ridiculous, because there were parts of it where it was literally like Andrew Callahan.
He's coping. He's coping.
And I heard from a friend of a friend was like hooking up with young women,
which is true. Yes, that admitted to it, but more info came out. He didn't. He said it's because he got scared. But like still though, man, I feel like it's already, and there's a bunch of other shit too surrounding. I mean, I don't want to dive in the rabbit hole, but we should probably do that eventually. I feel like, wait, Nairo. Wait, are you saying like that guy was related to Andrew Callahan, or he was a different guy? But okay, if you're trying to apply that situation to the Andrew Callahan situation, he didn't come out and say that, and it's been like a few weeks now that the discourse has been happening. So like I feel like if he was gonna back out, he would have already, especially because Andrew Callahan is pretty sleazy.
Family members, 99% are underage. However, there was some serious ones in between. At first I thought maybe it's like a Aziz Ansari style situation, but one of the people that actually came out, I believe it was Moldy Freckle, he said Andrew assaulted me as well. I'd previously been involved with him, but only when I was extremely drunk. This one was the only one out of like all of the...
I will say the call-out posts were pretty cringe. There were a few of them that were just useless.
The random things that were compiled that made it, that seemed very severe, okay?
Which, I blame this. I'm sorry. I know it could be misconstrued as victim blaming, but the initial woman who did the call-out post and got all these people together, she like created this culture of just no proof. She like basically was just like, no, there's no, I don't need to show proof. So then none of these people felt the need to show proof. And so that's what caused this whole stupid fucking discourse about whether or not it was true. If she had just shown proof, it literally would have shaved down like entire weeks of time needed to like prove this stuff and like to actually like get him.
I'm from Seattle. Know many people common with him. You are not the first person. I've heard about the story happening too. Went to a neighboring high school as him. Same thing. He was in high school. Not the first time I'm hearing something about like this. Okay,
not gonna lie, it seems like stupid TikTok shit. See, that's a Hassan fan. Literally most intelligent Hassan fan right there.
It's a complete hearsay. But this one was the solid one. This one was
Pro Smash player
dating, I believe, Andrew. And this video in and of itself is like a very serious.
Callahan or Tate.
From her, the first was allegations. The second contained text messages and other anonymous allegations.
I know this is like not. What did I miss? Basically, dude, I've just been ranting about fucking Hassan this entire time. Hassan came out as like pro-Russia, basically, where he was like saying that like sending arms shipments to Ukraine was gonna stop free healthcare, and then later acknowledges that like free healthcare, or that the guns rather that we were gonna give to Ukraine were like already bought. They were like military surplus, so it actually didn't cost the American government anything to give them to Ukraine. And then that literally disproved his entire point, and he just ignored it. He just ignored it and got back to watching the video. And then he started like basically just being pro-Russia. It was just weird, man. Like it was just like he was tacitly suggesting that he was pro-Russia. Or at least pro-neutrality, which, I'm sorry, it's the centrism of foreign affairs.
Responded to her post with, yeah. Obviously, don't dismiss any victims. Don't dismiss anyone coming out with their story.
Now we're talking about the Andrew Callahan allegations. Cameron, do you know about Andrew Callahan?
Unless, of course, their stories are literally like, you know, I have a friend who is like a friend with Andrew's cameraman, and he told me Andrew's a bad guy. Like that stuff is
that was kind of stupid.
Even if it
me.
corresponds.
Have you ever heard of All Gas No Breaks? Or like Channel 5, I think it was called on YouTube. That guy with the curly hair who would like go to conventions and interview people. And he was like a big thing that people would react to at the time. Like people would just watch him do content. Yes. So that guy, he's friends with Hassan. He was on Hassan's stream because he did an HBO documentary about like the far right political extremism. It was a shitty documentary. It was very poorly put together, and it was just like it was too it wasn't informative. It was just like, oh, look at this stupid idiot. This guy's an idiot, isn't he? And like that was the entire documentary. So it wasn't good. But basically Hassan just kissed his ass for like 2 hours. But then a week later, it came out that Andrew Callahan, the guy that Hassan was kissing ass, the guy who Hassan was kissing ass, basically was like turned out to be like a huge serial sexual assaulter. There was like huge allegations from like basically dozens of people. It could possibly hundreds, but depends on how many of them were actually verified. Calling him out as like just this creep and this weirdo, and like he was like forcing women to sleep with them and getting them drunk, and apparently he assaulted somebody in their car. Oh yeah, you did hear about this? Yeah, it was like a big thing because like he was kind of a leftist. He was like an important leftist figure, and like it's like it's just rough. But I'm not saying that Hassan's to like involved in any of it, obviously, but I just think it's really funny that his judgment is so fucking shitty that he couldn't pick up on the fact that Andrew Callahan was like a creep, or like the fact that he just chose to associate with someone so blindly, and then just like it turned out that guy was a sexual assaulter.
To like the real evidence,
and he doesn't like he doesn't take responsibility for platforming him, like for sucking him off for 2 hours. Multiple times actually. He came on multiple streams. Like he didn't apologize for any of that, like platforming him or anything retroactively. He just like straight up didn't acknowledge the fact that he was literally like 2 weeks ago was ride or die for Andrew Callahan.
That's something that you always have to, you know, pay special consideration to.
It's the same shit that like Jay Schlatt did when the Carson stuff came out. Except in this situation, it would be like Andrew Callahan was actually deplorable.
I always say, false allegations are...
Is Hassan defending him? Kind of.
Rare, super rare, and it is...
I wouldn't really say he's like outright defending him because I don't think even Hassan would be able to string that to his viewers. He could try. He could try to like string the lies together to like convince his more stupid blind viewers, but like I don't think even he's because Hassan's an idiot, so I don't think Hassan's smart enough to do that.
Infinitely more likely that someone that comes out with allegations, it is infinitely more likely that someone comes out with allegations that is unnoticed, that goes unnoticed or vilified, than not. So this is the person that first came out.
Yeah, this is the girl that didn't want to show proof.
This video came out, from what I understand. She was upset. Here, I'll watch this.
Never in a million years thought that I would be making this video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms. And my abuser, Andrew Callahan, also known as All Gas No Breaks, Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show's called, I forget, has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him person to person and try to get him to take accountability for what he did, but his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down. He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out with one of his crew members or whatever, and I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree to do things that I wasn't proud of. And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave, it doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired, I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me.
Oh, both.
I think moving forward, there needs to be this push for people who are victims or possible victims to just say no. I know it's really stupid and corny, but there is this like sizable lack of people who are willing to just go no and fuck off. There's a, and yeah, there are power dynamics, and I understand that it's not easy, but I just feel like there needs to be a bigger push to get people to like immediately respond to that. If they don't want to give consent, then say no, and a hard no, like no, you know? I think that avoids a lot of these situations. Is it I think what I'm onto something. It's the same thing of like getting here, let me try and think of a good example. Like teaching people self-defense. Like I feel like everybody should know how to defend themselves. So I think honestly we need more like pushes to like empower people or something. Just something that pushes for more clarity, especially in situations like this.
Both Andrew and
not proud equals literally gave consent, just closed the video, lol. These are Hassan fans, man. These are people who are watching Hassan. Nope, I don't believe her. I think that might be facetious. She was also extremely drunk. You see, these people are Hassan fans, man. God, fuck Hassan, chat.
Oh, both Andrew and her, from what
it's literally the most brain dead people on the planet. I know this isn't really like Hassan exclusively, but like the fact that like you can still emote in political Twitch streams and stuff like that. Like literally this woman is talking about how she was sexually assaulted, a very serious crime, and then you get this sad Pepe, like like imagine like it's like oh, I'm sorry, my grandfather got shot and killed in an alley, and then like the dude responds with like a sad face emoji, like, and he goes not poggers, like.
That's why it's like this one originally. I don't know.
You see, these guys are coping. A lot of these are coping.
What happened here?
And
this is like one of the first times that I'm hearing about it, other than the fact that I only looked at Reddit pretty much. Like I didn't even see this video itself, and that's still not consent ultimately. You know, it's still coercive in nature if there's like pressure involved. This is a consistent thing that I mention all the time.
It's very gross.
One, the ways that everyone is taught on how gender dynamics are supposed to work, even though it is literally wrong. Okay, it's a product of the patriarchy. It is social conditioning, and then also on top of that, you pile on.
I don't disagree.
The gray nature of interpersonal communication.
I don't disagree. I just don't like. I feel like coming out of Hassan, it's disingenuous.
In a non-platonic, romantic situation, all of a sudden, it's basically powder keg. So whenever I see stuff like this, like try to be as understanding as possible. You know, this is not uncommon.
No, you're right,
I
but when
think
she
that,
said it sounded like she
what
just got
Andrew was
convinced.
doing-
That's
I
why I
didn't see
said
this
amp
one,
up
but I did
before
see
I
the
found
other
she was
one.
drunk.
Was
Yeah, and that's actually a common motif or motive. I guess not motif. What MO of Andrew Callahan? He likes getting people drunk. Like that's kind of the way that he would do it. So he would get a lot of girls, especially younger girls. I'm not saying like underage, but like younger, like inexperienced girls, like ones that would be more susceptible to him and like. It feels gross for me saying it, but like basically people that he would think are more susceptible, he would usually get them really drunk and then coerce them. It was just, it's just gross. Fuck, man.
history.
I'm paused.
Like
Jesus.
it seems like in this circumstance is a person that he was involved with originally. Like they dated, I believe, and the long and
And
short,
like again, if it was just one allegation and there was no proof, I would have let it slide. But there were so many allegations over and over and over and over again, like just so many. Like it literally opened the floodgates, and it raised a few eyebrows. And then as the case went on, it basically like no, my suspicions were correct.
part of it basically is that she was offering him a ride. And he was like trying to hook up with her, trying to kiss her in the neck, trying to hook up with her, and
yeah, you
even,
see that's
like,
his
went so far
MO.
as to, like, pull her
It's
hand,
coercion.
get down his pants, and
It's just
and, you know,
gross, man.
I mean, here I'll let her explain it.
I told him I would take him home because he lived close by, but that I did not want to have sex in my car at all. I did not want to have sex.
Oh, this is a girl that he attacks in the car.
Ever. And after we got to my car, he started.
But if women convince men to sleep with them, even if the man is drunk, it's not considered coercion. I feel like that's a little bit of a straw man, though. Me personally, I mean, I feel like Hassan maybe might make an unnuanced take like that, but me personally, I mean, I don't agree with that. It's because of the power dynamic. Yeah, that's a common narrative you see on Twitter. Power dynamics. Usually, it's what happened with Carson. As soon as it came out that like what Carson was doing wasn't like actually really, first of all, it wasn't illegal, and it also wasn't really coercion. It immediately it shifted to the power dynamic, and you know that if the age gap was larger, it would never have come to that. Like the discourse around the Carson situation would never have been about the power dynamic. It was literally just a fallback take for people who didn't want to admit that they were wrong. But I don't understand why people try to pretend they don't exist and want to treat, pretend they don't exist and want to treat people like the dynamic it doesn't exist and then just bring it back. Yeah. He attacked her? Yeah, he did. I think she's about to get to it. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a little bit of a double standard when people try to, not acknowledge its existence. But then as soon as, it becomes convenient to them, then they talk about it.
Towards me, started touching my inner thigh. And
See, even Hassan's uncomfortable, and that's big for Hassan.
started kissing my neck. So I really couldn't move out of the position. He was holding me.
Chat's just like...
And he proceeded to put his
Damn, I love
hand
this dude.
down
Yeah,
my
it sucks.
pants. I told him to stop. I told him to get off of me multiple times. He tried to put my hand down his pants, and I was, fighting against him during this. Told him to please stop. And he said, you could.
There's no gray area here, man. No, I know. There isn't. There is not. I'm saying that in
Rare moment of genuine empathy from Hassan.
normal circumstances, something that otherwise, depending on who the two individuals are, would be a consensual touch can immediately be unconsensual. This is one of those circumstances where it clearly is not. It is clear cut. The point is across the board, and this is something, like I said, time and time again, something that I've talked about when describing the nature of consent. When describing the nature of consent and you know, these sorts of dynamics a million times over, I have mentioned this. A lot of chatters are trying.
Yeah, we are in a way training boys to ignore the fact that they're stronger than women and that they're equal in power. Then when they get in situations, yeah, I think that's a little dangerous, right? We have to acknowledge that like men have like just objectively they have more power, whether it be like physically or just like socially. And I'm not saying that like like that to like, you know, demean women or anything like that, but I'm like, yeah, objectively, like most men on average are stronger than women. It's just the fact that exists. There are like inherent differences, especially in the way that they're perceived. Like men commit more violent crime. Men are like more likely to be aggressive, like stuff like that. Like it's real. It's like science backs this stuff up. We have to kind of acknowledge that, because then these situations happen and that whole facade of it being like equal power dynamics, it completely falls apart, because ultimately no, they're not equal socially. Men and women are not socially equal. I would love to be in a world where they are, but we're not. We don't live in that world. So it's kind of just weird for people to, like, especially on Twitter, to kind of live in that little fantasy land. Yeah, like just literally what he says. We are in a way training boys to ignore the fact that they are stronger than women and that they are equal in power. They realize they have to be accountable for both of them, like if the woman is a child or something. Yeah, like I feel like that, like, yeah, like a guy kind of like, especially in situations like this, I mean, they have to be kind of held accountable. Yeah. No, I agree. I couldn't have said it better.
Trying to get a clip out of you weirdos. Yeah, I assume that the goal here for many people is to try to get me to say something that you can clip and then ship, and you know, say that I am you know, I'm just say that I'm a hypocrite or something, but like you're betraying the conversation that we're trying to have here. Andrew?
Yeah, no, I feel like that is in bad faith. That they'll kind of like get him to like slip up. I mean, that's even if they do get a clip, like that's just, it's a slip up, you know. He could, knowing Hassan, first of all, he'd weasel his way out of it, and also just like, I mean, it's just bad. It's just in bad faith. It's not like, because it probably isn't even something that he would believe in. If you're just gonna like trick him, you're gonna like gotcha, you're like gotcha, you know, and it's like get him to say something.
I understand, has not said anything about this, and I await for any kind of statement that comes from him. But ultimately, I mean, this seems pretty bad.
And you see, this is where the nuance comes in again for Hassan. I don't like his foreign affairs takes. I don't like a lot of his social takes. I don't like most of his economic takes, because I feel like they're surface level at best. But I do think Hassan is like objectively better than any like far right or conservative talking pundit like Steven Crowder or Matt Walsh or Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens. Hassan obviously is objectively better, even optically. He might be a little bit of a grifter, but this is nowhere near the level that like Ben Shapiro or Matt Walsh is. Like Hassan makes he makes a lot of money. He makes like at least 7 figures a month, right? Or a year, whatever the statistic was. But someone like Steven Crowder, who has half the base that Hassan has, is literally making, like, he's turning down $50 million contracts. Which that's a take that I stole from like people like Vosh. But yeah, like he's like they're rich. You know, like those guys are like objectively worse than Hassan. And I feel like people like Matt Walsh aren't even like real humans. Like if you look in their eyes, there's nothing behind their eyes. Hassan is just stupid and selfish.
Like an obvious instance.
And I said, no, I don't want to do that. Get out of my car. At that point, it was, I'm not taking you home anymore. Get the fuck out of my car.
I like this guy. Text or evidence should be put forward. Yeah, always show receipts, especially in something like this.
He was mad.
Chatters need to chill, dude. The chat is bad.
But
This
at the
thing.
same time, he
No, I think that there is a case to be made for this being like this one especially being assault, and at the very least harassment for sure. The biggest bummer here is not that like I'm friends with Andrew or I know Andrew, you know, this that like someone that you like has done things. No, the biggest bummer here is the fact that like these people have been traumatized by these actions. Like that is the, you know, keep your eyes on the prize, I guess, and be.
Like I don't think he's lying here, but
at me.
I mean, he could be, but
Continued
I don't
to
think so.
try to kiss me and was like, "Are you serious? Come on, come on." Yeah. It was not fun. So.
Like even if she says yes to simple fact you are man and you can hurt her means that you yes could be yes out of fear, and okay, and you are held accountable for being certain. Yeah, and I mean I don't want to like phrase it, because like again that this is a nuance in the conversation, right? And I emphasize this over and over and over and over, making every take there has to be nuance. If your take does not have any, if you have an unnuanced opinion, I'm sorry, it's not a real take. You have to have like some sort of nuance and accept that there are exceptions to the rules and that circumstances vary based on this and that and whatever. That's actually, and I feel like that leads to like bad takes, like shitty takes, even if they're like kind of like in the right direction. If it doesn't have nuance, it's not a good take. I'm sorry, and I just can't support it. So yeah, like this right here, this is where you have to add the nuance to it, right? Even if she says yes, the simple fact you are a man and you can hurt her means that the yes could be a yes out of fear. You don't know for sure. So yeah, but like then on the other chance of it, listen to the new Lil Yachty album. Why do you keep popping off over Lil Yachty, dude? We're literally talking about like a serious sexual assault case, and you're like, do you listen to Lil Yachty? I might though. I might. Maybe tonight. We'll see. I'll do it off stream though, because I don't want to get copyright claimed. But yeah, like, you have to have nuance. I mean, because yeah, a man could get a yes out of fear, but then on the other hand of that is a woman can have like bad intentions later and then use that, like weaponize that against them when it really was like a consensual thing that happened. And but like now she's like trying to use it as ammunition for like personal gain or whatever. And this doesn't happen with just women; it happens with guys too. Guys do this as well. So like yeah, it goes both ways, you know. And it's not just that like society is inherently biased against men or anything like that. I feel like it's just like the fact that like guys aren't aware of their own presences, you know. So it's and it comes with that whole general lack of like that general ignorance around men's issues. You know, thank God Vosh has started talking about it. Lil Yachty was overhated. I mean I don't know. In that era, dude, it would be sick if you did a reaction on stream. I just don't know how you could do it. I feel like. But I would want you to listen because, dude, it will surprise you. I feel like maybe I could get away with it, but because I've seen people do it on Twitch. They've listened to whole albums before, but I think you need to pause it like over and over again to the point where, first of all, the bot doesn't detect it, and also to where it can't be considered a replacement of the actual content. Because fair use, first of all, for a property is 10 minutes, right? And I feel like the justification could be like, oh, well, why would they listen to my thing if they can just go on his stream and listen to it? But, you know, if you're pausing it over and over again, who wants to listen to a song where someone pauses it and reacts to it over and over? So I think maybe tomorrow or like a day after or something like that, I could do a stream exclusively on Twitch. And because I feel like YouTube would immediately copyright claim me, like immediately. Also, Isaias, what do you mean by Lil Yachty was overhated? And what era? It definitely won't be one of your favorite albums, but I think you will respect it. Well, we'll see. What kind of vibe is it?
He said you could at least take me home. So I realized at this
point... This gets worse.
I think a lot of people like this usually speak up because they fear that when someone comes out They usually fear that like this is repeat behavior, and that's the reason why they come out and speak out on things like this.
He was
Okay? So
unironically
they
ahead of
want
his
to
time. How so?
prevent this from happening again. It's not like I know that
I'm genuinely asking. I have no idea.
The alternative is like, oh, this is a person who was scorned, and that's why they're coming out. And even if like one person, even if the original accusation is like that, the other people that are coming out in that situation are offering.
Excuse me.
Repeat,
I'm not gonna say anything about the
offering
album because I want you to hear it raw.
repetitive patterns, like
All right.
pestering, legitimate.
I have no idea what to expect from it.
In some instances, that could lead.
So
to
I won't
coerced
listen to it
consent.
off stream. Then I'll do a
Even
screen.
if
I'll do a
I were
Twitch
to put
stream.
myself
Cameron, are you free tomorrow?
But even if you
Like
were to
tomorrow
put
night
yourself
after
in
school?
in the shoes of the perpetrator, okay, and a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, well, don't do that." After a sequence of repetitive actions, and this
2016,
goes for
2018?
a lot of people.
How so?
Okay, this goes for a lot of dudes. When you engage in this action, and it is otherwise rewarded, or there's
Everybody
no
was
sort of pushback,
anti-mumble. Yeah.
you assume that this is the norm.
But everybody was still
Okay?
anti-auto
This is to
tune.
take
I
away
don't
the
have school, so
specificity
probably.
from
Wait, why don't you have
in this
school?
circumstance.
Is there a holiday? Was it Columbus Day or something? You got all that hate.
It's not. It certainly isn't.
Did you read the
But
above
it is
comment?
for a lot of people
Yeah,
to
when
hopefully
everybody was
understand
anti-mumble.
why these things keep happening.
That he was ahead of his time. Damn, I think it was censored. Oh,
Happening all the time, especially because I think that like the systemic aspect of this conversation always gets lost in the sauce in the way that we look at everything. That's why people say like men are trash. Okay? That's where this comes from. Because a lot of guys oftentimes in this circumstance don't understand what they're doing is like completely inappropriate, or
see, this is what you were saying, Isaias. That people aren't aware of, men especially, aren't aware of their own presence. Especially how they can intimidate women. Like, it is an objective issue that people need to deal with. Lil Yachty tried to use Mario 64 file selecting for a song and Nintendo copyrighted him. That actually kind of would have gone hard, though. Take your work day. Do you work, actually? Speaking of which, Cameron? Because if you work, I usually scream when you're working.
there might be a point where they understood that what they were doing was completely inappropriate and have
I'm the biggest
lost
bird. I'm the
touch
biggest
with that
bird. That
side
remind me of that
because
song.
this
I don't
is
know
so
why.
heavily normalized and reinforced in society.
I feel like
is
that would have
also
been a
part of
Lil
the reason
Yachty
why I
song.
always talk about whenever I cover these sorts of things, whether it be someone I know or someone I don't know. When people go, oh, it seems like there's a lot of people who are doing this sort of thing in this avenue, in Twitch, or whatever, right? What you also always need to take into consideration is that this is not just happening on Twitch, or this is not just happening in this circle. It's happening in every circle, in every facet of existence. And I think that the way to solve it is by, again, having empathy across the board.
Yeah.
And of course having
Empathy.
these sorts of
Fuck.
things,
Why
which
isn't it
unfortunately
pausing?
rarely ever.
Okay, there we go. Oh, it's because it was pausing on the other app. All right. Yeah, empathy and nuance. Those are the two most important things when doing like social takes. Like economic takes would be information and nuance, maybe. I would have to think about it a little bit more. But when you're making like a social take for like social politics, no rapper should have that power. Maybe Donkey, if Donkey did like a rap, I think he could wield it. But anyways, yeah, if you're making like a social politics take, you gotta have empathy and you gotta have nuance. Those are the two most important things. If you're doing like economic takes, you have to have like nuance and information, and then maybe like good faith, because there are people who like come up with economic plans that are deliberately designed to, harm the disenfranchised.
Ever happens because ultimately the people that speak out against these sorts of instances are traumatized individuals who, of course, are going to be on the edge, be defensive.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
That's how you get
It's,
incels.
survival.
It's this victim complex. It's the left was so hostile to men from like 2016 to 2018, before the rise of like real BreadTube. It was just so overtly hostile to guys that that's how you got those incels. They slowly got pushed into alt-right ideology. Xander Hall's video on how he got pushed into the alt-right pipeline is so good, man. Because it's like, it's shit that like I remember having to avoid when I was like in freshman year. Because it gets you, man. The anti-SKW YouTube channels and the anti-feminist rhetoric, like that stuff gets incels, man. Like that's how you get them, and it's scary.
Mechanism. It's the same as like when I talk about transphobia. Yes, I completely understand why trans people would be more defensive when having a conversation like this. That would otherwise even come across as like to the untrained person who's just.
But I think also if a girl's texting all this stuff, hyping up, oh, when I see you, I'm gonna do this and this, and they get in the car and they don't say no, that's kind of on her. Yeah, but she didn't do that in this context. So.
Just like hearing from the outside, like. Oh.
And victim blaming is a dangerous road to go on. I would say, just because it's like, it's a little, sometimes yeah, it is like there are things that are like a victim's fault. Or things that like should be improved to avoid similar situations in other circumstances or in other people, but victim blaming doesn't add to the. It doesn't change the fact that the guy did what he did and he should be held accountable. Because if the guy just gets off scot-free, then next time maybe the victim didn't do anything to merit that action. You know, when the guy inevitably does it again because he didn't get punished for that behavior. It's the same thing when you're training a dog, man. Like. You got to be consistent.
They feel as
you got to be consistent when you're enforcing something.
That's a legitimate reason. Same with this as well. Okay. Same with this circumstance as well. I'll wait for what Andrew's side of it is, but it does seem.
We could watch Andrew's reaction next time too.
As far as like
Andrew's reaction, Andrew's apology. I wouldn't say it qualifies as an apology. It's really just like an admission of guilt and then like a YouTuber apology. I'm talking about outside of Callahan. Yeah, no, in which case, yeah, I agree. Excuse me. There are situations where it is a genuine, and you know, if nobody starts calling out this behavior and there's not a discussion on what victims are likely victims can change to defend themselves and stuff, then you know you're gonna have the same problem over and over again. There has to be some kind of change or reform, you know. So, but it's getting pretty late. I still gotta pee and I got school tomorrow. I don't want to be screaming all night. So I think that's why I'm gonna leave it off for today. That was a good stream. That was a good 3-hour stream. I might be back tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow because Cameron's off, so then it'll be good to watch the Lil Yachty thing, and it'll be probably on Twitch. I think what I might do is I might do a segment, 45 minutes or so, however long it takes to listen to that album, on Twitch, and then I'll end the stream and then restart the stream, and it'll be on both platforms, and then we can watch Andrew Callahan and talk about like I don't know some other stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and that's it. How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me, you filthy rat! How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me, you filthy rat! How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me, you filthy rat! How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me. You know they call me. Get away from me, you filthy rat! How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me, you filthy rat! How am I going to apologize to them, Mr. Snuffles? Get away from me, you filthy rat!